Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Sean, and this is Seasons Fall. This is our 2021 Dungeons and Dragons campaign to raise money for children's hospitals through Extra Life. This is a monthly D&D campaign where you can influence our sessions whenever you make a donation. So just to break it down a little bit, a $10 donation gets you a shout out on stream and lets you name an enemy or a non-player character. If you donate $25, you can gift an item or a spell of the DM's choice to a player. And $50 donated lets you become an NPC companion for a party in our next session. So check the description below because there's actually a lot more perks you can choose from, but there are also our Children's Hospital fundraising links. So you can donate through one of our pages, and when you donate, just let us know in the chat and which perk or item or spell or whatever that you sent to help us or mess with us. So by being part of the game tonight, you also give much needed resources to kid patients across the US and Canada. So for a little bit more about Extra Life and what we're about, Adam, can you break it down for these lovely people?
Ulrich Evola. I've been with Justice League for quite a while. Sean started it over a decade ago, and we've grown tremendously, and we raise money for Children's Miracle Network. The donations to each individual member goes to whatever hospital they choose. We all, I think, started with Chalk Children's in Orange County, California, just because that's where we were located. But as we've grown, we've gotten new members all over the country, and some of us have moved around. I believe we are now representing 10 states. I personally am now representing Gillette Children's in St. Paul, Minnesota. But all of the donations go to a good cause. 100% of every donation goes to either purchasing medical equipment, paying for treatments, and improving the hospital atmosphere for kids that are attending there. So everything goes to a really good cause, and I encourage you to donate charitably.
That's good. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for the breakdown. Appreciate that. So with that, let's intro our D&D team. I'd love to start with our fearless leader, Nikki, if she's here. But if not, just everyone just jump. Hey, hi, Nikki. You like teleported in.
Nice.
Hi.
Hello, I am Nikki. I represent Chalk Children's Hospital, Orange County. I got through it by knowing Sean and Shelly as well. They create such a great environment to fundraise for these kids, and it's a really cool opportunity to learn different games. And how about
Sounds good.
our newest member, Kendall?
Yeah.
Introduction, just who you are, who you're playing.
Hello, I'm Kendall. I'm one of Nicole's friends. I used to play D&D a lot when I was in high school, and I decided to join, and I wanted to join a good cause, so I want to play and earn some money for kids.
Sounds good. Who's next? Just jump on in.
Well, I'm Michael, Flannel Man. I'll be playing as Tylonius Juan, the robe-wearing halfling paladin monk, and I am representing Chuck, Children's Hospital, Orange County. This is my third, I think, year with the JLA, and I'm excited to be here.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for being here. And thanks for rocking the flannel.
I guess I'll go next.
Do
Hello,
it.
I'm Ross. I'm raising money for the East Tennessee Children's Hospital off in Knoxville, and I will be playing as Uziel Alatis, semi-heroic paladin who punches things.
You punch things real good. That is something we found out pretty early on when we started the campaign last month. So
better. I was doing it wrong the whole time last campaign. Don't tell people watching though. Oh wait.
Sounds good. We'll work out the kinks tonight. We'll punch some faces. Who else we got?
Adam, do you want to go?
yeah, I gave a bit of an introduction, but just to go a little further into my character, I'm playing as Ulrich Evola, a dwarf barbarian. So he's gonna be trying to take as much damage as he can to protect everyone else.
It's very noble of you. It's very Gimli-esque token right there. I love these tokens. Shout out to Adam for making these character tokens for each of us tonight. It's good stuff.
It's fun to do.
All right, Logan, you want to bring us home?
Yeah, I am Logan. I've been playing D&D for 4-ish years. Been playing with Chalk for 3, and my character is Gerald Tuk, otherwise known as Boss. I'm a rogue fighter, so I'm gonna be sitting in the back and doing good amounts of damage.
Sounds good. Sounds real good. All right. And I'm distracted a little bit. I'm hearing donation alerts going off. And I think they're set to play like at least 3 times for 1 donation, or we got 3 donations. I don't know what the difference is, but we're getting I think look like we got a donation for Mikey. Mikey, you got a donation. So fantastic, man, getting us started strong. And that, and lastly, I'm Sean. I'm going to be moderating tonight, but you might see me hop in at different points, especially as perks come in. I might come in as a Tabaxi cleric named Brave Saint Meowerhouse, helping out the team when they need it most. There are rumors that my hairballs have healing properties, but they're not like the wet, gross, smelly kind of hairballs. They're warm and fluffy, and they smell like cookies. So anything to help out the campaign is fantastic. Like some of you guys said, I'm the captain of the team. We've been doing this for 11 years, and I support Chalk Children's Hospital in Orange County. So that is about all we got for the greetings. Nikki, if you are ready, feel free to take us away for part 2 of Season's Fall.
Thank you, Sean. So, last episode, you guys journeyed into a stranger's house, which is always a great idea since you don't know what you could do growing up. And you discovered that you were there for a sort of job interview. The idea was a test of your mind, body, and soul. The challenge of the mind by fighting rats. Very strong rats. You level 8 starters got some strong rats. You went into some rooms and found some shocking gifts waiting for you. Some of you were tested in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. From being honorable and sharing potions, like Boss did, to Ulrich's keen eye that allowed him to realize maybe putting down these scary fire dogs wasn't the best idea. At the end of this adventure, you guys looked up to a giant cage with a golden wolf in it, and under Ulrich's lead, you decided to open it. Got it open and realized there was a beautiful man, I'm a little biased, in the cage. He shapeshifts out. He quickly healed all the animals you put down. He didn't heal the rats. I know you guys were probably wondering. Those weren't supposed to be there. He's been waiting a while for someone to figure out this test. Cleans everything over, fixes the gargoyle that you guys tried to fight, did successfully, only after Tylonius and Uzi decided to punch each other in the face. And you were left with the question of, what do you want? He offers you a job, getting ready to get into the basics of it. A high-paying job, might I add, for the whole adventure. 4,000 gold upon start, 4,000 upon finish. You get the sense that there's probably a very dangerous task or something that's very important to him, or both. And right as you guys are about to get into the nitty and the gritty of this, a tiefling buccaneer, pirate if you will, walks in the door. Her name, not yet. She walks in the door and she's like, "Are they ready yet, darling?" And you're like, "What?" So that's where we left off. I do have the map of where you guys were set up last time. So you guys are there and you you're asking what the heck this guy wants. When you see for a marker, a beautiful tiefling woman, horns curved quite a lot, signifying a bit of age, walk up and announce herself. You had Soriel in the yellow. To implore you guys to do this mission, and we had Tylonius and we're not there yet. Might be missing one. We had Boss with his sharpshooting. We had Uzio.
Apologies for my loudest cheering existence.
I can count. And the Alaric. That's 4. I can count. You only need to count up to 6 or 12 in this game, but I've got it. And what are you guys doing?
I'm trying to remember what was the job we were hired to do?
Yeah, I don't think we really heard.
You guys are asking him what you want to do. She comes up with him, gives him a kiss on the cheek. Very cute, if you will. And he goes and asks you guys, aren't you a little bit tired? Do you want to have a rest before we move on?
Tylonius wants to ask a question.
Tylonius, he looks at you with eyes that seem to be digging into your soul, trying to figure out, get a good read on you. He says, yes. Okay.
Tylonius wants to know. I can't help but ask. Don't hellhounds only follow infernal masters?
You say that, the tiefling woman kind of chuckles to herself and bumps him on the shoulder and says, yeah, don't they always follow infernal masters? As well, it's a bit of a long story and I'd love to tell it to you. If you guys are ready, we can go, but if not, you can take a rest in the room. We can do this tomorrow morning.
I don't make it a habit of sleeping in places that have attacked me. I think I'm ready to go if you guys are.
That's a smart lad there.
You guys are ready?
But if we
So he
sleep,
asks you to come outside.
we can recharge our abilities.
Kind of the only reason he's offering this.
I recharge my ability by loading my gun.
There's no wizards really in this, so if you guys don't need the break, that's cool. It is nighttime. And how do you guys decide to keep going? I can tell you there's not like a fight coming soon. You're okay.
I mean, if it is night, we might as well crash here. I don't have anywhere else to be.
Yeah, you can
I've stated worse.
make an insight check if you're worried about.
I'm not.
I'm
Alex
19.
has the 15.
19.
See you 19? You can see he's a little bit apprehensive. I think this story is one he hasn't had to tell in a while. But with this woman by his side, you saw a physical sense of relaxation within him. The tension that was there kind of drops as she puts her arm around him. And you can genuinely see that, like, he's kind of awkward. He's clearly not used to company. Like, the guy hangs out with hellhounds and gargoyles. Like, he's not the most social being that you would expect from the way he looks, the way he carries himself. But you can also tell that he's just genuinely trying to be a good host. Maybe it's been a while, but he's like, are you tired? Like, he's just asking. It's up to you guys.
I could go either way, but you know, I don't need the rest, but it is dark, so no need to walk at night. So, what do you guys think?
I think we should stay here. Just good measure.
Sounds good. Anyone disagree? Otherwise, let's do that. Yeah.
Is he still here? Just to double check.
He'll be back momentarily.
Went down.
Cool. So he isn't gonna vote.
Be back.
So you guys settle into the night. It's cool. Night's fine. I don't even need you to make a check. Like, not a lot of people have come to this place. You're honestly kind of surprised at how the tiefling woman came in. So they go to bed. You guys go to bed. You wake up. It's the next morning, and you can smell cooking coming from downstairs. The map's not really necessary right now, so I'm gonna turn it over. Guys, you can hear the sounds of breakfast. You hear a low rumble of laughter, followed by a slightly higher pitched, I wouldn't say a giggle. She's not a giggler, but you know, a happy laugh. Content downstairs. And you guys wake up feeling hungry. You going downstairs?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll head down.
Alright, you head down. You remember the layout from before. You go into the room with what that looked like the mess hall. The hounds are laying there, and make a perception. Make a perception check.
I got 22.
Immediately, whether it's from your character or just your use of your adaptability to a new place, you see that there's a smaller tail within the hellhound. So you see there's two hellhounds kind of snuggled in the corner of the dining hall, and there's a smaller tail. You probably a puppy there.
That's cute.
They have a baby.
I think I'll more mind to my breakfast, but it's good to know.
There's up to breakfast. Everyone else, are you down there?
Tylonius wakes up, looks over at the other bed, and sees that Uziel is still definitely asleep. And trying to shake him awake, realizes, oh, this again. Uziel's narcolepsy is acting up, and we're not sure when he's going to wake up again. So, Tylonius decides, well, better just leave him be, and walks downstairs.
Right? Us.
Yeah, I went with Ulrich.
Okay. Eating kind of comes to its natural end. You hear an awkward clearing of the throat, and you look up, and Sorrel is there, and he says, would you guys like to go for a walk, and I can tell you about your mission. So
Absolutely.
assuming you do,
Yeah.
you go outside with Sorrel, and this is the House of Dusk. I don't know if you can see it very well. There's a manor right here. And this whole platform, as you arrived, only had one entry point. It's cliffside to the next tier of the village. This house takes up the whole place. There's the manor, there's some smaller outputs, there's a lake, and even more buildings. So, Soriel takes you, and the tiefling woman kind of like smacks his butt as he walks by, and he's like, go on. And as women do. And starts telling you this story, and he starts telling you his past, and he says, you know, at one point in time, I was a solar, which was an angel, and he served for a brigade, his 3 brothers and sister. They called themselves the Dusk Brigade, and they were charged by the Divine to guard over this world that you're currently in, Season's Fall. They were chained to their masters. It was his job to protect the lands. And his brothers lived up there with him. They had a small community of divine demi-beings, if you will. They all lived up there. And they were really happy. They didn't really care what kind of missions they were sent on. They just did the work, enjoyed the spoils, and enjoyed each other's company. And during that time, in part of the land, Firefall, there started to be an uprising. See, the thing with Firefall, he explains to you, is that in Season's Fall in general, the idea of fiendish creatures, such as tieflings, hellhounds, things like that, were very looked down upon. It wasn't part of the culture to see them mixed in with what you would normally see. You know, you didn't see a lot of goblins, you didn't see a lot of ogres unless they were in Firefall. They were kind of sent to that kind of area. That's where they lived. Anywhere else, they could live, but the types of struggles they faced there weren't really worth it. So although you might find a couple smatterings of nomadic tribes of that sort, you mostly would expect to see them in Firefall. And the Divine got word that Firefall was starting to plan a rebellion. They were getting tired of the lands they were stuck in. And they wanted out. That's what the Divine garnered, they heard. And so the Dustbringers were given the mission to keep the peace and whatever means necessary to get these fiends, if you will, stay in their land. I'm not really aware of anything other than what was for dinner that night and the fighting. The youngest brother, Soriel, just did what he was told. When he was on watch, he was sitting by the fire as his brothers and sisters slept, and he heard this beautiful voice, this magnificent voice. He, can't. And I love music. He just couldn't resist it. He gets up and he goes to follow the sound, and he sees, like 200 feet away, he sees a woman tied to a tree, a tiefling woman, beaten. Blood dripping down one cheek, bruised, a horn with a crack in it, and she's crying, but she's singing. It's very strange, and as he looks at it, and it almost seems like she's singing against her will, he realizes this might be a trap, and he runs back to find his brothers and sister, and they're all gone. They've been taken. Overcome with guilt and anger, he takes the tiefling woman with him, intending to keep her as a prisoner at the House of Dusk. And as he tells you the story, he kind of laughs. He says, I thought that I would be able to punish these people for what they did, leaving me all alone, by taking this woman. But as I got to know her, I realized, and he kind of stumbles a little bit as you're walking. He doesn't really want to say it. Right as he's about to stutter, you see the tiefling walk up with Uzi in tow, a sleepy Uziel. They walk up and she says, "It's okay. You realize that nobody wanted me. I wasn't wanted. He was alone and I wasn't wanted." And looks at him fondly and she says, "But we were able to teach each other a little bit of something about the world. Years earlier you asked me, you asked Soriel about how he could handle a hellhound without being an infernal, without being a fiend. And it was me. I taught him." Kind of nonchalant about it. He's like, it's no regular dog, but a lot of care and a ridiculous amount of strength. Like, don't get me wrong, a ridiculous amount of strength. And a couple burns later, Soriel figured it out. And as they finish talking, you arrive at a building. Almost like a barnyard stable kind of building. And they ask you guys to come inside. You walk in. Do you walk in?
Sure.
walk in and you realize this is a bestiary, but it's not the kind of bestiary you would usually expect. There are nightmares there, which are these based off of Pegasus. Pegasi, if you want to be exact. They are black and pretty scary. There are more hellhounds, there are more bounders, there's a ton of animals. And Soriel says to you, this is Leonora's project, as he looks to the tiefling. And this is what a nightmare would look like. It's a fire horse. It's a black rapidash. And she looks at you and she says, right, enough about our history. Tell them what you need. And he goes, I need your guys' help. It's been 100 years since I've heard any news on my brothers and sister. I got word from Leonora and her crew that brother has been spotted in Autumn's End. And I need your help so we can find him.
What were their names?
The brother you're looking for's name is Adrian. A-D-R-I-E-N.
You need our help, or you want us to go do it for you?
If you guys to go do it for him.
What was the name of the place he was last spotted?
Land known as Autumn's End. The way that this territory works that you can see so far, I mean, he gets out a map later and he shows it to you. There is Villata. There's a huge mountain range known as Spring Fury, and then past that mountain range is the next land known as Autumn's End. He explains, I can't leave this place. I'm bound to it. And if I could, I would already be there, but I'm looking for a team, and I was drawn to you guys into offering you this after I saw you, Ulrich, not decide down the Hellhounds. After I saw you, boss, the potion that you got. That kind of character is what I need as you go into Autumn's End, because everything isn't what it seems. And what looks scary, just like these nightmares, aren't the worst thing you should be worried about.
Care to go into details on that, or is it unknown what we might be facing?
For that part of the mission, he reluctantly admits that he doesn't know much, and then Leonora kind of steps in. She was the fact finder for him, and she explains that at first I started looking because Soriel heard in a dream, he heard help, help, he heard Adrian's voice in a dream. And as we began doing our research, we realized that essences of Adrian's magic were coming tools used in Autumn's End. Adrian had a very rare type of lightning magic, and started to see it being imbued in weapons while going through Autumn's End. And so after some research, she realized that he must be somewhere in there. Someone is keeping him there.
Okay. I mean, I understand it's been 100 years, so who knows what information you'd have, but yeah, anything else you'd have for us to go by?
It's actually the first time he had ever heard from them since then. There seems to be a little bit more reluctance in his voice to go into more of the story that happened.
Is there reason to believe that our brother might be bound to that area as well?
It's a very interesting point, Leonora said. She has been doing research into it and hasn't been able to herself get into more of Autumn's End to check it out. Kind of herself, and she's like, it's not the easiest thing for a tiefling to get answers. They're not as accepting as people in Village. Because, Soriel has gifted you of things, and he's offering you a lot of gold for this mission. A friendly reminder from a streetwise woman. He has 3 other siblings. Who knows what kind of knowledge this could open up? What other job opportunities? So we don't do much but raise animals, so I would say we have some money to offer. She's playing kind of coy, but she also lets you know that you won't be alone on this mission. You'll be going with me, and the humble confidence kind of contradicts itself. But she's like, but I'm ready to go when you are. If not, we can move on to another crew. And Soriel kind of interrupts. He's like, no, please. I've answered what I can for you. I'm doing my best with what I have right now. The look of regret in his face for the fact that he can't go himself is evident. And just he looks kind of sad.
Well, I mean, I've never been to Autumn's End, so the company is very welcome if they know the way.
Would I know the way with my sailing history?
As you mentioned that, you would. Leonardo kind of brightens up a little bit after this sober topic, and she says, "Oh, you know the sea."
Yeah, it's a bit of my home.
And I have something I need to tell you. I hope you guys are all comfortable on the sea because this mission will take us on my ship. My math and your expertise, I feel like we have a good chance of leading this mission. You seem like a good team, so really chose.
Sounds good. Let's make
Lucio,
way for the
I
ship.
don't think we have anything better to do.
Zio, how are you feeling about it?
What?
Lucio, are you awake? I don't think we have anything better to do we?
No. I do not believe we do. This could bring us something good.
Upon hearing that, Leonardo goes, "Oh, where are my manners? I'm so sorry. I don't think official introductions were quite made in the heat of last night at the late hour. My name is Leonardo Ducam, and I'm captain of the Forlorn. Let's have an exciting mission together." As you guys are talking, these 4 creatures, like this ruckus, comes out of the barn as you guys are walking back to the house. And you see these, well, you guys can look around. Right now you're just kind of seeing this red kerfuffle, if you will. Anyone want to know what the kerfuffle is?
I would very much like to know what this kerfuffle is.
Perception check.
Do we not have a boat? Because I can't swim.
Does that not fall under passive perception?
Yeah, what's your passive?
16.
Okay. Roll for it. Well, you're looking, you're looking at this thing, you're like, what the heck is that?
My passive perception is 8.
Okay, so do you want to ask what it is? Yeah, go ahead. Just be like, well, Leonardo has,
What is that?
and as you ask, she goes, and stops, and you see these 3 little kittens that seem like they're on fire. Like at first, it's kind of unsettling to you. You're like, why is this cat on fire? There's a couple hellhounds in there, and you can see that they were tumbling, and they all kind of stop and they sit up. And she's like, I'm so sorry. We've just had a huge litter this year. These are the Ember cats, and these are the hellhound puppies. Honestly, if anybody wants to take one, I'd love to show you the way.
I put my hand out to one of the cats.
What a wacky and uncharacteristic bunch of beasts.
Make an animal handling check.
Uziel, I don't
Ooh,
suppose
natural
you want me to
20.
pick one up.
As Boss reaches his hand out to this little fire cat, two of them turn their head away, but before he can even get his hand fully extended, there's a flurry of warmth up his arm, and he looks over and there's this faint glowing on his shoulder. It's this little cat already nuzzled into his neck.
I scratch him on the head.
Purrs. I cannot make a purring noise, but you can go ahead and insert purr noise here. And the other two cats look away, bored, and start walking away. And the hellhound puppies. Leonora goes, I guess that one's yours now. Let me know when you pick a name. Let me know when you can get him to answer to it even more. She kinda
His
chuckles
name
to
is
herself.
Cosmo.
Cosmo, that's cute. So she kind of chuckles at that, and you guys head back. You guys are walking back, and
Tylonius. My glove is blessed. They might explode if I touch them.
Oh no. Elonius lets out a long sigh and puts on his oven mitts for reaching towards one of the cats.
so you guys are walking back, and the cats are kindly almost back on their way. And make an animal handling check.
I have -2 to animal handling, so let's see how this goes. 12.
Oh, 12 after the -2?
It's 12 after the -2. Rolled a 14.
I'm trying to find
Alright.
my animal handling.
As the cat's walking away, you know, he's a little bit rushed because he's trying to get these mitts on. He just got shocked by a box like 4 times the night before. His fingers are still a little bit sore. And as he goes to reach to pet, the oven mitt doesn't quite close, and he gets a swat on the hand. But the cat kind of looks back and is like, and keeps walking.
I do not think it likes you.
That could have been worse.
In order
Was it too bad?
Could have died more.
Anyways, Leonora says, enough trifling, and Soriel nods. So you know, he says, you guys have a couple days to get ready. The Forlorn is at the dock. I'm not sure you'd be able to miss it. Thanks again for your help. I'm sure you'll do great. Let me know if you need anything else. You guys received the 4,000 gold. Logan found something. I don't know if he wants to talk about that he found. Well, yeah, you put it all in the pile. We got a hilt, an animated shield, and
Did we decide who wants to use that shield? I think it was Ulrich, right?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it works for me. If it works for you guys.
Yeah, it works for me. If I need
Works for
some
me.
extra cover during a fist fight, I'll just yell for when you throw it at me.
Right on.
Then our DM will say roll damage.
a dexterity check.
maybe do you guys need any supplies, anything in town before we head out?
We should stock up on food.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
say,
that couldn't hurt.
Oh yeah, under supplies.
Oh, good idea.
Weaponry, javelins, anything like that that anyone might need. Of course, food.
If we were to embark upon a quest, I should bless us first. I will wait till we are all gathered.
Right before you guys are ready to head out, Soriel goes up to you. All right, he says, "All right, can I have a word with you, please?"
Absolutely.
And he smiles again at your kindness and your polite.
Did I just disconnect?
I think Nikki disconnected.
Yeah, I heard screen got paused.
Nikki,
When I
Nikki, come back.
When I disconnected, it only said Discord was down, but my Wi-Fi was still up, so I thought Discord just instantly died. For everyone.
Oh.
for all time.
I hope so.
Just a DM.
Trying to move on to the next platform that doesn't hate me.
Yeah. Hey, Mikey's back.
Hey, Nikki, are you back?
What's up, dog?
Okay.
Nikki?
The picture moved. I had.
Yeah.
Give it a second, the battery's dying.
It did move. Picture did move just a bit. So quick donation update. Looks like Ross, you got a donation coming in for about $20. Adam, you got a couple donations coming in. Logan, you had a donation with some special instructions.
Did it go through?
It was, well, one of them went through. It was a $10 donation with the request to name a non-player character, and I quote, Quincy Squeeze Cheeks.
Oh,
So if there's an NPC,
I like this.
if there's an NPC coming in as Brave Saint Meowerhouse as clairvoyance, he is sensing that there will be a person crossing your path in the future whose name will be Quincy Squeeze Cheeks.
that was a $10 donation. Nice.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who donated that? I didn't see.
Okay.
I don't know. It was anonymous.
Can you?
We can. We hear you.
We can hear you,
Yeah.
Nikki.
Sorry about that. My computer was like, I'm dying. I can't do anything. So, thank you so much to everyone who donated. That is amazing. As he walks you into his study, the room where you chose to free him, he opens up this huge, like, tinted glass cabinet, and there are a few weapons listed. It's reminiscent of the Choose Your Starter in the Pokemon games. Then you go with Professor Ash, and he says,
Oak?
I said Ash, and I meant Oak. It's been a long day. He says, please, after all you've done in advocating for me and helping, have your pick. So as you look, there are some weapons there.
That's
That's
very
very
generous.
A weapon and a shield?
Is there a great axe?
There is a great axe.
Well, if there's a great axe that looks better than what I'm currently carrying, I would happily swap it out.
So he says, the first item I have is a frostbite axe. It does, and this is just me talking, not him. +1 to attack and damage, does an additional 1d8 of cold damage.
That sounds
Second
amazing.
thing you see there is a belt of hill giant strength. Your strength is 21 while you're wearing it. And the third thing is the Amulet of Regeneration. He says, please, pick one. Not two.
I'll go with the belt then. This acts as treated me well.
Dibs
All
on
right.
Luciel, do you think we should?
You guys went in there.
Not sure about this.
If it's cursed, I will simply crush it in my great blessed fist.
I want to see
Is
you
it-
try
it's
that.
it's only Auric and Soriel in this
Oh,
room.
sorry, I disconnected for a while, so I don't know what's going on.
Same, bro. Same.
I
It's
missed
kind of like a
everything.
bromance moment, like he helped Professor Oak in the woods, and now he gets a present kind of vibe. So, without any sort of dismay at giving you this, he hands it over and he says, "An interesting choice. That was something that my brother Brody had used." And he kind of gets lost in his own thoughts as you guys walk back out to the rest of the group. And he says, anyways, let me know what you need. I'll be here. And he kind of dismisses himself to the study. And Leonora kind of gets ready to head out the door. And she says, I'll be waiting, boys. Gives a wink and walks away. As she walks away, does anyone have a high perception? I've heard some low ones, but
I have 16. Is that? I feel like that's pretty
that's,
decent.
that's
I
good.
perception.
You notice that there is a crack on her horn, similar to the crack of the poor tiefling woman you spoke about.
Oh, I thought.
If that wasn't obvious enough.
Oh yeah, I assumed that was her. Yeah.
It's interesting because with that kind of money and with Soriel being the great healer that he is, you're kind of left wondering why she still has it. Why hasn't
As
she hit
character.
that? It's not the prettiest thing in the world. But walks away and you guys are left here on devices. What do you guys want to do? And Boss now has a little kitten on his shoulder and around him. Tylo, roll a perception check for me. I know it's an 8, but roll one for me.
Roll a perception check. Okay. Elf.
Oh, okay. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a little bit of like 2 little ears peeking out, and then, but as soon as you go to look, it kind of like turns away again.
Uh-oh.
It's the kitten you were talking about, seemingly looking at you curiously, not devilishly. He's not gonna gank you in your sleep or anything. Just like,
Hopefully not. I want to take like a little bit of maybe like some dried meat, some rations, and kind of leave it for the kitten. Just like set in like a small pile.
okay, you do that. Are you standing right next to the pile? What are you doing?
Sort of like set up in like a little pile where it can see it, and then back away.
Okay.
Put some room and space.
Are you trying to hide from its view, or are you just standing there? Like,
Standing there
alright, he,
at a reasonable distance.
he walks up, he peeks out, he's like, he sniffs it. Kind of, if a cat could bite their lips, they're like, and then he's like, ugh, and he goes back.
It's a start.
It's a start, yeah. Leonardo pops back in and she's like, by the way, I'll be sending someone to meet you in the village. And then she goes back out.
Uh-oh.
What do you guys want to do?
When are we planning on setting sail?
2 days. You're leaving tomorrow morning.
2 days.
If that's a better way to say that.
Yeah.
2 days, 1 night.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning. Whatever way that is.
Have we seen the ship? I'm interested in the ship.
Are
I
you back out with the group yet?
Oh, I'm sorry?
Are you
I'm-
you're back with the group?
I'm sure I would have rejoined them.
Did you put your
once-
is your axe visible? Are you like?
Yes.
So, Tylo, boss,
got
you
the
have
belt.
definitely noticed it. He has a different greatsword than he did before.
Oh,
What do you
that's-
say?
Took the belt,
Yeah, he took the belt.
but
Oh my bad, I'm tripping. Are you
It's all
wearing the belt?
I'm sure it's visible.
You
Yeah.
got the. It's
Okay.
attunement though, right?
Yeah. It doesn't do anything until tomorrow.
So right now it's just like a snazzy looking belt.
Yeah. I'm into
So
it.
you guys ready to head out?
Sure.
I want to go to a shop and buy supplies to make bullets.
So you wouldn't really know much about the village as it is now. Soriel is in the library and Leonora has left.
Oh, yeah,
But you
just
guys
ask
find it-
random people on the street where to go.
Yeah, so you guys find it relatively easy to get down because you were able to get up there. It's a cliffside. You get back down, you're into this town. Make an investigation check.
$21.
21. You begin looking for an armory, and you quickly find one by asking around. It seems like the people you asked you were able to read the type and know who would need it. And you walk into one of the buildings that is an armory. That's gonna
Are guns
here.
like a well-known thing in this world, or is it like not very common?
They're getting there, but something you notice that is going to be to your advantage is this part of the city is very heavily fortified. There's a gate here and only one stairway entrance to it. There's pretty much mountains on this side, and there is an armory right here. So after getting some direction, as you came by the hill, you walk over and see that there is a small store selling stuff like that right here.
Yeah, I'll just buy like a ton of bullets.
All right.
Or like, is there any like, do you have any specialty items that you are selling right now that I could use?
So the store has a lot of the usual stuff: crossbows, arrows, some rudimentary guns, and as you keep looking, you see that there are a few things hanging on the wall. One of which is a ring. There is a special flask and a necklace.
Yeah, what do those do right there?
A ring. Well, you walk into the store and there is a half-orc male with green skin and black hair running the counter, cleaning it off. It's not very busy at this time of day. And ask him, hey, what's the ring about? And he goes, that's a ring of fire resistance. Very useful in places like Bottom's End.
What are the other two for?
And what did I just say they were? I forgot.
You said a necklace, a ring, and I don't remember the other one.
I forgot the third one.
Yeah.
The necklace is called a necklace of fireballs. It
There's 3 charges
allows
of
you
fireball.
to. So the necklace has a bunch of. He explains that this necklace, and you're using it, has some beads hanging from it, and you can use an action to throw the bead, and if it hits, it generates a 3rd level fireball spell. You can also, he said, you know, I've had friends who have thrown all the beads at once, just like when you're throwing the balls into the fish game at the carnival.
And what was? Did we figure out what the 3rd one was?
Let's see. The 3rd one, Miraculous, right? And it was. There's only 2. I'll just go. There's only 2. So those are the 2 things he said. Apologizes. He's like, you know, I do have the soldiers here, and we get a lot of people coming in looking for interesting stuff. That's what we have. But the boxes of bullets that you inquire about would be around. The boxes of bullets. He has 4 of them. They're in these like ram's horns filled with them, and they cost 35 gold per horn.
How many bullets or how many rounds are in each?
Each round has 18 bullets.
18?
Yes.
Oh, I'll buy all 4.
Okay, 18 bullets at
No one else is allowed to have bullets.
35 gold. He does need to run a background check on you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there's a Brady Bill in this world.
35 gold is. So you're gonna pay. I said 4 of them?
Yeah, it's 4.
4 times 5. You could tell me if you get to it sooner. 140 gold.
Easy.
For
Yeah.
that. And you guys split up the, just for a game thing, you guys split up the gold evenly between the 4 of you?
Yeah.
As you finish that transaction, did anyone else need anything from the armory? Any bolts?
Was there any other like special bullets or anything like that? Like anything holy, like silver or holy water, or like acid or anything like that?
No, it's just your run-of-the-mill store.
Okay.
Again, says, you know, we're the last stop before people head to the next world. So people tend to stop here and get a lot of stuff. But if there's something special you'd like, I can always help you with that.
I mean, how quickly can you help me?
Depends on how much gold you want to pay me.
I mean, I have enough gold. I have to leave tomorrow morning. That's the problem.
Yeah. Is it for your gun? He asked kind of hesitantly.
Yes.
He goes, I don't really handle the gun. That's my wife. And she's kind of not here right now. I'm so sorry.
So you just said if I had the gold, you could do it.
I was hoping it wouldn't be about guns. He kind of admits sheepishly.
Alright, it's fair enough.
Oh. I noticed, you know, the next great place where I always try to refer people to is in Autumn's End. They have a much bigger armory. Bigger military, you know, we're just this little beach island. And, you know, he's kind of sweating. He's kind of feeling awkward at your, you're used to guns, you have guns, you just got 4 boxes of bullets. He's like, kind of starting to breathe heavily, and right as he, looks like he's about to kind of like politely ask you to
I'll just
something
leave.
else or get out.
You
Get a tap on your shoulder,
Okay.
and you turn around, and you
I put
see.
my hand on my gun, ready to shoot whoever this is.
This is why this man is so nervous in front of you.
I mean, I'm in an unknown area.
It's not very manly, but this 7-foot half-orc kind of goes "Woo!" like that, and as you put your hand on your hilt, a gray-skinned tiefling is behind you, in robes and with accenture. You turn around, and Kendall, I'll let you go ahead and explain what else he sees.
You see a tiefling with black scales, white skin. Hello, my name is Vash. If you want holy bullets, I can procure those for you. I can bless your bullets if you want.
I mean, I take my hand off my hilt and then I stick my hand out to shake his hand. And say, nice to meet you. My name is Gerald, but you could just call me boss. I mean, mate, that sounds like a great time. I think we should get on that.
I can definitely be of some help. I'm actually a cleric. If you guys need a healer on your party, I'm also learning a little bit in fire magic.
I mean, I think the crew that we have now doesn't have quite healing capabilities, so to be completely honest, it would be useful, but I mean, I'm not the only one here, so I'll have to ask the rest of the group, but if you want to come with me, we can go meet them.
As you guys are discussing this, the half-orc at the counter kind of breathes a sigh of relief and says, "Oh, Vash, thank goodness it's you. Did Leonora send you to pick up any more supplies for the ship?"
Yeah, you can just give me a box of whatever she asked for. I'll be on my way.
Oh yeah, that.
He reaches under the counter and picks up this wooden crate full of things to be written down later. He hands it over to Vash and he says, "Give her a kiss on the cheek for me. I haven't seen that lady in a while." And he kind of goes back to getting his work done and kind of still side-eyeing the aggressive, tiny, gun-happy halfling over there.
I mean, you can't blame me in my line of work, you know, it's like, I wasn't going to shoot you unless you did anything to me. Calm down, it's alright. You can't be too careful.
He's like,
But
the only weapon I have is this dagger, and he pulls out like a dagger that's like less than 3 fingers long. Like,
a weapon is a weapon, mate. That's all I gotta say. And then I'll turn to Vash and be like, actually, I think I've just been hired to be on your ship with you anyway. I'm on some big ship by some eccentric, wealthy man. So, I mean, how many of those are there in this town?
Not many.
It's what I would guess. So yeah, let's go meet the rest of them and see what's what, and then I'll head out and
as
look
you guys
for
walk
Ulrich.
out, what are you and Ulrich and Tylonius and Uziel doing?
Alonius is
You see,
putting down his robe. Uziel, I forgot it again. Forgot them.
What did you forget?
Knuckles! Put them back at the monastery again!
You forgot your knuckles.
Yes, this is like the 12th pair I forgot. I think I should buy some
I
more.
have to bless every pair of knuckles that you
I know, and I keep forgetting them. They're small.
Alright, let's go buy you a new pair. We could find some... you remember those crossbow bolts that we had? That skeleton sold us. Those were good.
We should get some more of those.
We should. Perhaps we could find one at the, blacksmith.
Smithy, I do think so, yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna make an investigation check for a blacksmith.
Yes, I will roll an investigation
Right.
check. I roll a
13.
11.
Alright. You go around town, you find a bakery, you find a clothing store, you find 2 taverns. But on this tier of the island, if you will, the isle, you don't see a blacksmith.
Is there by chance a place someone could find brass knuckles or knuckle dusters?
Yes, the black market.
Are you asking a random person you see on the street?
I'm asking
Random man.
the
Theo?
I grab a
That's
passersby
the
by the shoulder.
Alright, Uziel is just grabbing a poor woman. 80
You!
years old.
Tell me
Right
where
there.
are weapons?
A patch over one eye. Her granddaughter beside her with a very delicious looking cupcake. And she goes, "We don't do that kind of thing in the Midlands. If you want ruffians, go to the docks. And please, unhand me." The
How
little
dare you
grandchild is like kind of
holy
smacking Uziel's arm around the leg, like, "Let my grandma go!" Like, please. And,
Yeah, I think
You tell me where the weaponsmith is.
Uziel, what's your armor class?
It's super heavy. No child's gonna smack through it.
What's your armor class?
It
like the
is
sound
19.
So, this child is not injuring you, but in a desperate attempt to free her grandmother, she throws a cupcake that was in her hand, purple frosting, little red sprinkles, right into your face. And it's just like,
My holy armor.
1 bludgeoning damage.
I intimidate the old lady to find where the
you've
black
already
mark
gotten
is.
your answer. Why are you still bullying this poor grandma?
Because it's D&D and you can do what you
No,
want.
despite her repeatedly telling you there are fighters at the docks. We don't do that. This is mid-level.
Oh,
Please
I will
unhand
go
me.
to the docks then. Come on, Thelonious. I've very carefully put the old lady
Yeah,
down.
we should probably get going.
Tell her to have a
It's
very
not
nice-
D&D if you don't bully
So
some
we-
grandmas.
Ulrich, what were you doing in town? Did you stay together with Boss?
Stay together. There isn't anything I necessarily need in town, so I kind of want to just get to know the crew that I'm about to be sailing with.
Alright, so Boss and Bash are now walking out of this armory.
Oh, Ulrich, mate, this is Vash. He's a pretty swell bloke. I just met him a couple seconds ago, but he said he could make me holy bullets, which, you know, I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
That sounds it. I know that could be useful for you.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, how good would that be?
Right on.
Bash, you're kind of confused watching the interaction between Ulrich and Boss. Because you just saw a pretty heated little artichoke arguing with this giant half-orc. And the switch from that heat to this camaraderie is it's nice to see. It's kind of interesting to you.
Sir, if you want the answer that you want, you need to not shake them sideways. You need to shake them up and down like a soda pop.
What?
Who's he talking to?
I'm talking to, which one was shaking the old lady?
Oh, that's me.
That was Uziel. They're like down the street. Right now you come face to face with a dwarf.
Yeah, do we see him shaking that grandma?
I am an expert at interrogation, I will have you know.
Between the three of you and the fact that this grandchild is like screaming, you look over and you see this armor-clad halfling lifting up someone. He's 3 feet. The grandma's like 5 feet. So.
What?
Oh,
Speed of
Thelonious
nature.
was doing the beating up?
Well, Tylone.
No, I'm sorry. Uziel's a half-orc.
Yeah.
So you see this
I'm
half-orc
very-
guy just
I'm like
shaking
6'3".
this poor grandma.
I throw a rock over at Uziel as he's shaking her. Not like a big one. Not like a big one, just like a little one enough to get his attention, like and to hit his armor.
Sharpshooter, I would say that hit easily.
Yeah.
You can hit him.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Yeah,
You're over here.
Hold on, what's this ability called? I'm going to use... Where is it? Deflect missiles.
You're shaking a
So you're
grandma
gonna
down.
catch the little rock.
You guys shaking a grandma down already. You're not paying attention.
I'm gonna spend 1 key point. Okay, let's see. Hold on.
I wouldn't say that a rock counts as a missile. It's more so a dagger, a spear.
Improvise.
So- You were a little bit busy yelling at a grandma and wiping cupcake off your face with the other hand, and you feel this tiny.
My holy helmet has been defaced. I must declare crusade against this village.
The grandchild says, "I think it looks a little bit better, poopy head." He grabs his
I roll
grandma
to
while you're
intimidate the small
distracted.
child.
Make
I
a
will-
strength check with the grandma, because she's definitely. I don't know how we started a
Okay.
battle with an 80-year-old grandma, but make a strength check.
Okay, I will.
Ulrich, do you want to step in?
I rolled a 10.
Absolutely not.
You rolled an 11. That would. Well, this 80-year-old grandma against this half-orc paladin yanks her arm out, grabs a finger of frosting, walks away. I was like, those are definitely Darksiders. They don't belong here in the middle.
I am literally a holy man.
Apparently not.
Look how holy I am. I turn towards them and I roll to intimidate.
I
roll 18.
You're rolling to intimidate your own crew? You're rolling to intimidate the crew you're with. I'm just clarifying.
I turned and tried to act friendly, but I just looked terrifying. I rolled an 18.
This poor person.
I want absolutely nothing.
And
to do with
Uziel, I think
so. I will be backing away.
It's like that scene
What'd you
from
say?
Terminator where Arnold tries to smile.
Uziel, I think made a good impression.
Yes, I did. Just as they taught us. As Brother Azrael always says, always scare the elderly first.
So,
I'm not sure he actually meant it when he said that.
You will be remembered.
okay, you fought Grandma. And that the Grandma won.
I can turn around and make this around too. if she's-
They're gone. They're gone. And in fact, as you guys look around, you're starting to get some rather wary looks.
Tylonius, we should. Where did you? Do I see like our friends with their new boxes of bullets and such?
Yeah, we're down this.
I,
We're down there.
I don't know where he put his bullets. You see,
They're just like all
Boss
hanging
kind
off
of
me,
walking up,
like-
shaking his head like, oh my gosh.
He's got a bunch of horns full of bullets and they're rattling and they're clearly.
Yeah.
So that will be like.
Yeah, you see Ulrich walking a couple feet behind with a new friend. And what's your passive perception, Uzi?
Perception. Where do I find my passive? Where? My perception. Okay, so.
Roll a
you just
perception
mean,
check.
Okay.
Just roll a perception.
Your passive is 10 plus your perception modifier.
Oh, that would be 10.
Okay, so it's not actually that hard to see. But as these two are walking through the street, it's like the kind of vibe you get when someone has a big scary pit bull and the person with the chihuahua like crosses the street. Like they lay their eyes on, I don't know if you're wise enough to tell, but they see Ulrich walking with Vash and they cross the street and they're almost upset looking back at the two of them. Taking that one of them is upsetting.
That old
People
woman
around.
lied to us. Get the map. We will mark this place for investigation later.
Alright, so you remember
Okay.
that he said to go through the docks. She, in her panic, said, the dogs, the fighting happens with the dogs. Or so she's been told.
Uziel, I think
Let's go to the docks. We will investigate the heresy of this small hamlet some other time. Yes.
You know, have you said anything to Vash? He's now walking with you as well.
Is Vash the new like tiefling?
Yes, he's the Tiefling cleric.
I sense a holy power emanating from you as well.
Well, yes, sir. I do study the arts of Medica.
To be fair, the new guy seems holier than you so far. That's just all I'm saying.
Nonsense.
don't worry, we work on the opposite ends of the
Yeah, I
spectrum.
mean, they will have all our bases covered, and we'll be good.
Yes, we scare people and intimidate them, whereas you heal them.
I may
We
be
are two
holy,
sides.
but I'm not that holy to not have a beer at a tavern.
You're also a tiefling.
So you have a cool
Oh.
god, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of that moment of like, I'm a cool dad. You know what I mean? He's like, I'll take care of you, but I'll do it with a beer in my hand. As you guys are walking, you approach the gate to take you to the third tier. There's a clear entry point where there's a lot of guards kind of looking, and the exit point is a little less guarded. It's kind of like the American border. If you go to Mexico, it's harder to get back in, kind of thing. And you guys are able to easily go down to the third tier of the city, the dockside. As you walk, you notice there's a lot of houses pressed closer together. You take in that this is probably where the less wealthy live, hence the spoiled grandchild throwing a cupcake at a stranger in the mid-level. These stores are a lot less. These stores are a lot less well kept, if you will. You do see, with Bash's help, who has been here several times, you know, Boss and Ulrich know that he works for Leonora, your captain, the captain. He quickly leads you to a little shop, and there are a couple of seedy individuals outside of it. And he says, that kind of explains, this is probably where you get brass knuckles if you're into that kind of thing.
Hylonius wants to walk up to the seediest, greasiest looking one of these individuals and ask about acquiring goods. Figuratively greasy.
Acquiring. So the individuals are on the outside. Do you walk inside?
Maybe ask the ones on the outside.
What do you say?
Gentlemen, I would like to, load. Zelda scaring me.
Do not worry. I will scare them back. I roll to intimidate. I rolled a 10.
Okay. Those 10s are really doing you well. This huge burly man with not but one tooth sticking out of his lip thingy. He's like, he looks at you and he hears you ask, and he's like, hey man, I don't know, go inside. I think they have what you're looking for. He has actually a surprisingly high-pitched voice. He's like, but don't try to crap with her. Don't do it. She'll kick you out.
Sorry for the bother. Okay.
We need to get you
Hylonius decides to go inside.
Yeah.
I have my own weapon.
You walk inside.
We need new ones.
I would like to go in with Tylonius.
Okay, so Uzi and Tylonius, does anyone else want to go inside?
I'll go inside as well.
Alright,
Yes,
Uzi,
friends.
Tylonius, and Bash. You get the feeling Bash is this cool guy. He's kind of along for the ride. Not always what you expect from a holy man going into a CD store. And when you walk inside, you see looks like a little girl. She has like a butterfly knife. She's like sitting on the counter, like legs crossed, and she's doing the whole. Obviously, I don't have a butter knife. I do have a butter knife, but I don't have a butterfly knife. She's doing the whole kind of thing, and she's like, "What do you bubbles want?" And she looks directly at you, Tylonius.
Tylonius says, "Yes, Knuckles or Knuckle Dusters. Something hit harder."
Oh, you want the brassy buddies, huh? She says. Let me take a look. She hops down, goes behind the counter. You kind of realize this is not a little girl. This is the owner of the establishment. She is a 30-year-old, about halfling, with bright pink hair, cute little dress. But as she turns her back, like she's got that whole like wolf cut thing, and there's like this huge scary like dragon tattooed to the back of her neck. And she goes and starts looking for what you need. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I would like to look around for something in particular. As you know, me and Tony are relics, so black market. I interrupted you, I'm so sorry.
You, sorry, I'm trying to look for the item. She walks over. There's a bunch of daggers. There are a couple butterfly knives. There's actually a few fidget spinner like kind of things that are more sharpened at the ends, but finished with like a clearly fake pearl finish. Like it's an abalone shell or something from the beach. And she has her brass knuckles there, and she goes, "The name's Quincy Please Cheeks. Nice to meet you." She puts down on the counter the 3 brass knuckles that she has. The first pair of brass knuckles you see is just a kind of shiny metal. There's little divots upon each knuckle that stick out about like half an inch. And make a perception check, poor Tylonius.
Perception check. 7. Tylonius the Wise.
You can derive that it says something on it, but you can't figure out what it is. You're not quite sure. The next pair is really kind of like a rusty, like the way bronze, like red, green's over. She's like, "Oh, I found these at the shore. I could give them to you for 20 silver." The shiny ones, they go for. She thinks for a second and she looks at you in a praising eye and she goes, "Those ones are fancy. They're gonna be 50 gold." And the last pair is this pink, bright pink as her hair pair. And they have little sharpened little divots, you know, like on a dog collar, how they have those little spikes. And she's like, "These are my own invention." And she puts them on and they kind of like this, like a fidget spinner, and they all kind of spin, all the little spikes on it. And she goes, "I call these the big guys, and they're gonna be legal."
Alright, so Tylonius decides to speak Halfling, the other language he knows, and asks how much for all of them.
"Well, can you do math?" She kind of asks. "And can you remember what I just said?" Because I sure don't. Are you trying to persuade her into this discount?
Trying to persuade her into a bundle deal of sorts.
A humble one.
She looks at the other 2 of you that are in the room, recognizes Vash, just from being out in town, kind of gives them a "what's up," like disinterested but hello, and says, "A friend of Leonora's, I can give you the set for." Thanks. You get the feeling math isn't her strong suit. She kind of sits there, she gets her fingers out a little bit, and she's like counting with her butterfly knife, and she's like, "Probably give you the set for 65 gold. With no returns." She kind of does one of those Uziel smiles, if you will, that's like,
Hold on a second. I'm not too sure that's a deal.
Let me see, she says. The one was 20 silver. Getting a little more irritated. One was 50 gold. And one was 20 gold. Last time I checked, that's like. Pauses again. That's like
understood.
9 gold off. What are you talking about? That's not a deal. Wait a minute.
Uziel, is that a good deal?
No.
Is that a good deal?
No, it's not. I should have
Alright.
taught you to
Take it.
count.
Talk one of your friends into getting
Take-
something else, she says. And maybe. I'll see.
I said I'll take.
Oh, you'll take it. I was already expecting you to cancel. She goes ahead, she says, do you need these wrapped up?
Yes.
That'll be 2 extra silver.
Okay.
And a week's anyway.
Dang, not even complimentary.
So the brass knuckles you got, I will send you the stats on the spinny one, and I write them. And then the other 2 are the one pair that's the bronze rusted is a regular brass knuckle, and then make a perception check on or an investigation check on the last one.
18.
14?
18. 1-8.
1-8. Wow. As you're walking out, these brass knuckles, you kind of a little bit, and you realize they're made of amorphous metal that kind of bendy. You think, I don't know if these would hold up if I punched somebody with them. They're made out of aluminum foil, Michael. The aluminum foil of the time.
I want to bond with my cat while they're doing this.
Alright.
Give Uziel the aluminum foil knuckles.
I ask her what kind of scam is she pulling.
She looks at you. Super innocent. You can almost believe that she's just a child again. She goes, times are hard at the docks. She goes, now get out. Starts counting her coins with you. She waits at the door.
How tall is she?
He is about 2.5 feet tall.
I am
You
7
guys are already
foot
outside,
3.
right? You guys walked out.
Do not
I'm
shake the
standing
store
here, I have a
owner.
question to ask.
Go ahead, try to open the door.
What's she gonna do?
Open the door. I want to see it.
It's
Uziel,
locked.
I think we should let. I think we should just tell Brother Azriel about this. We'll know what to do.
She may know about the left hand.
Boss, are you wanting to try to teach your cat something, or what are you wanting to do with
Yeah, I
it?
want to teach him to like come to me when I call.
Alright, so while they're waiting for you in your intrepid shopping, Boss and Ulrich are standing on the pier, and Boss, you put your cat. How far do you want to put him to try this?
I'll just do like 2 or 3 feet away first.
And I will send the Ember Cat info. There. So you put the cat there, and he stands there kind of sleepily. He was like very nestled in your. So you got a 22 on the first animal check?
Yeah, and then this one I rolled was 18.
18. So you call him the first time, Cosmo. Kind of looks up and is like, who, me? And then he looks at you again and you're like, Cosmo, come here. And immediately he kind of like kitty smiles, his ears back in a kind way, and walks up to you and just nuzzles into your hand.
Yes. So I pick him up and put him back on my shoulder.
Anybody else?
I'm assuming that she has black market like contacts. She knows about like the flow of stolen relics and such through the area.
Ooh,
Store owner.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
a
Yeah.
pixie? Door
Yes.
owner? You can assume
Yeah.
so, but the door is locked. It was one of
I
those
would
moments
like
where he,
to-
you know, it was one of those moments where Tylo and Uziel and Vash, you guys are walking out happy on your purchase. Vash is the last one, kind of ready to turn around and say goodbye, and he notices that as he takes up the brass knuckles, as you walk out the door, they kind of just the one. The pink one is fine, the brass one is fine, but the one that was 50 gold to start with, it kind of just like crinkled in his hand. He turns back and he's like, he said what he said. She said, "It's tough here on the docks, now get the heck out." And he's like, "Okay," and walks out. And in the moment that he turns to look back, it's like the shutters were drawn and the lights are on, like nobody's home.
Well, there goes
It's a
part of
very
my quest.
cartoony kind of con.
I was gonna
Be
ask
back.
her about a stolen relic. We'll be back. Free backup.
Before we
Alright.
go, Tylonius would like to do something. He'd like to sneak
boy.
back to the door and carve on it the mark of the Brotherhood of the Lion. Just as sort of like what Gandalf did to Bilbo's door, so there's no this is a suspicious location. There's of the order, at least.
Okay.
Stealth to the door.
There were the three gentlemen outside. So I need you to make a stealth check.
23.
Wow. I don't know what those guys were doing. They were partying, they were drinking. They're still a little intimidated by Uzi too. He's still giving them that look. And as you go over there, you don't seem to be spotted for a second. And you have a chance to do that. Can you make a performance check for me?
Performance check. Okay. 13.
It always cuts out right when you start talking. Was that a 15 or 19 or an 18 or 16?
15.
15. Alright, you leave feeling pretty confident that your symbol will be understood.
I leave the aluminum foil knuckles there
Okay.
as a sort of just leave them at the front door.
Jamming them in the lock so she
Alright.
can't get out.
Actually burned the lock on my way out.
You what?
I burnt the lock on the way out.
Nice.
It's like your flame?
I just touched the door and I melted.
The three of us just moonwalk away from the store.
Alright. You're standing there.
Nothing like vandalizing.
First,
Nothing
you
like
beat a
three holy
grandma.
men vandalizing public
First, the holy
property.
man beat a grandma. Then they followed that up by bullying the poor little,
Not like they were
really poor and little halfling girl who's just trying to get by. Not that I'm biased.
I mean, she bullied our group
She
first.
told us a scare.
You didn't even think that before you bought that. You didn't even check.
Them's
You
the-
didn't even touch it.
Them's the breaks
You saw the
and
price,
them's the
the
breaks
holy
in the
man,
docks
and
to get
she
your door
knew it was-
vandalized.
I should bust my way to that store.
That's all I have to
eat
say
here
about
for
it.
dinner.
Tyler,
Them's the breaks in the docks.
Look, yeah, I'm
Them's the
right
breaks.
now.
as you ruminate on this moment, and you think of your past, and the help that you garnered from your master, Uziel. You know, the protection he offers you in exchange for despite punching you in the face last night. You look around this town and you think about how you came from this high place where you started off in this huge manor. And then you move down and there's this midtown and there's tons of guards in the midtown. Like, too many guards. Like, what are they doing up there? And it's so nice. Even the lady, even though no grandma deserves to be bullied, like if there was a grandma that needed to be bullied, it was probably her. You know, you're kind of chuckling to yourself as you're reviewing on this. And then you look around, you have this bottom layer, and it's just house upon house upon house. A lot of kids running around, not a lot of parents. Yeah. You meet back up with the group, and with your passive perception, boss, you see a couple kids seeing your interaction with your Ember Cat, and just kind of looking at you, kind of for like longingly.
I put my hand on my gold purse. I know
Gosh, I
what
thought he was
kids
gonna
do
say
in
his
this
gun.
game.
I thought he was about to say his gun.
No, I know these kids are thieves. I don't trust them.
If they steal, I will strangle them. My gauntlet is big enough to strangle.
Since we're playing for a children's hospital.
But if they... Let me make an insight
Listen,
check.
you'll-
Actually, I'll just...
Yeah, make it.
I will hold
Make an
my
insight
cat
check.
out. I will hold my cat out with one hand while I'm holding my stuff, so they can pet the cat.
Okay.
But if they try to be mean to my cat, I am putting my hand on my gun.
When you first start to move your hand out, they get a little bit shy. Like the thing they're used to when a hand is being held out isn't a cute fluffy fire cat. It's a punch. You know, they kind of shy back, and then they look at you and see what you're doing, and they the little boy looks at his taller sister and he goes, "Can I?" In common. And she goes, "Okay, but be careful." He goes up and he just sticks his hand out to the kid, just like a kid would do, like kind of awkwardly, like, is it a finger? Is it a turtle? Is it like, what do I do?
Does my cat like it,
And
or
your
does my
cat-
cat not like it?
The cat kind of just nuzzles into it and kind of perks a little bit. Looks at you. And your hand on, like, the cat looks at you and sees that your hand is on your fold and gives you this look that's kind of like, who hurt you? And just
No.
goes back up. to his
I
shoulder
just
and
know
like,
these
"It's
kinds of
okay."
scams these kids run.
So you have that little interaction, and the kid's face looks brighter. Like, you're kind of taken aback that just the simple act of petting a kid can bring such joy to this little boy's face, and they start to walk away.
My cat
Or
might
at least
not
it
like
didn't bring a cupcake to the boy's face.
Yeah. I have a soft spot for children. What can I say?
It's pretty evident that these kids probably haven't had a cupcake ever. They're very skinny.
I-
There.
Give each kid one gold piece.
So as the kids start to walk away and take one look at the cat, they see you with the
I
one
like
gold.
sharpshooter.
Look at each other.
Shoot these gold
You
pieces.
throw it at them.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Not obviously, like I'm not trying to like shoot them in the forehead, but like I just want to like arc it so it goes like right in their hands, and then I'll walk away back too. Yeah, I just throw gold coins at kids.
Like when you're trying to hit a fountain, you're just like as hard as you can, chugging it.
Yeah, just like snap a penny.
You throw it, you know, just like I'm gonna throw it to you now, okay? And you throw it, and they're still so taken aback that their hand doesn't come out till the last minute, and it kind of shoots out. The boy kind of fumbles his, and it goes on the floor, and you kind of expect the sister to kind of like grab his as well, and she doesn't. She goes, "Go on, get up, say thank you." He runs back a little close to you, and he's like, "Thank you, mister." They run away, laughing and thinking about what they want to spend that too cold on. Albert, you saw that happening, and now the group is all together again. But were you doing anything during the cat training?
So I was a little cautious there. I might give boss a heads up that I don't have the best reputation with the city guards around here, and if anything were to go bad, like I might be to blame for it, which normally I wouldn't be
What
too
did
worried
you-
about.
What did you do
But-
to the gods?
Well, I mean, I spent time as a privateer, and I've definitely raided a merchant ship or two.
Oh, would I have raided a merchant ship from these guys too?
I feel
This
like
is the world you live in. So
Yeah.
Oh
if
yeah, I
you
mean,
think yourself notorious enough,
yeah. I mean,
then
me too.
perhaps.
So it's all right.
So,
So
if
instead
if
of the judgment you expect, Alric, you find even more of a sense of camaraderie with your new best friend, Boss.
Is my ship here?
Probably not.
By chance, did either Uziel or Tylonius overhear Ulrich saying this?
No, you guys were
Did you
inside.
say that
Well, they
when
were
they were
inside.
there, or did you-
We did it during the cat training, right?
Yeah, I would say, with your history of mistrust, to answer your question, I would assume you would have sent your ship elsewhere.
sounds good.
For the time being, that's a decision on you.
Yeah, I mean, if this is the crew I'm sailing with, I would definitely want them to know all about it because, you know, I'm all in with this group. But I don't want to cause a disruption just before we set sail. We got paid a good amount of gold to go on this journey, and I don't want to interrupt it. So
Let's just go. I think we're ready.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And so you probably would have sailed into town, and I don't think you would have wanted your buddies sticking around because as you go in, there's like this huge fortification of a wall that you see. Like it's cliffside mountain, guards. It's on the other side of it, whatever way you would have come in, it's guards. And it's the slums of the docks, and then guards to protect mid-level. And then the only free spot on this island so far that you've noticed that wouldn't have had guards is either a very tall, jagged cliffside, and the cliffside behind the House of Dusk, which obviously you would assume would have been protected when it mattered because 4 archangels lived there and nobody's great with them. But it seems that in the time since Soriel withdrew due to the loss of his brothers and other things that you may not understand, not leaving the island or his area thing, they've had to come up with their own defenses. You notice at the bottom in the docks that there's a lot of kids without parents. It sticks out to you.
I give every single kid I see a gold coin, as long as they're
For
not
you
short.
million gold later, you probably see about.
And I tell
I might
them,
wonder how much of
I
that is
tell
money.
them not. I tell them not to do drugs and to make a life for themselves.
So these kids that can draw later tell tales of a large hatted man who became like a dare sponsor to them.
Yeah, don't do
Gave
drugs,
them a
kids.
gold and said, I will pay you not to do drugs. Some of them weren't really listening. They came home to their older sisters and one was like, this guy gave me gold and was like, do drugs.
No,
The
that's
younger
not
ones
what I
don't listen
said.
very well, but an
What
attempt
have you
was
done?
made to influence these kids.
Yeah.
So the legend of this halfling kind of diverts, whether it was an older kid or younger kid really understanding. But you find yourself feeling more comfortable here than you did, boss, in the mid-level.
Yeah, don't.
You had a hard time with the half-orc, which is surprising considering he was a half-orc in Midtown.
Stay on
have
drugs
used
and
them.
don't do school.
Stay on drugs, don't do school.
Yes.
So you guys are done with that.
Where is this vessel? I would like to see it in
So-
my room.
You think back on what they said, like you can't miss this vessel. And Bash, to put words in your mouth for the moment, you kind of say, didn't you meet Niarna? Can't you tell? And make a perception check with advantage, boss, because you'll all be looking for it. It's kind of like find it yourself, it's fun, like in a smiley way, not like a rude way.
24.
Did you say 24?
Hmm.
So you look out onto the dock, and there is a relatively large ship for the dock, with huge black sails and masts. Not ramshackle to say, but it is certainly it's different. It's like painted darker. There's highlights of red and silver, and it's black. Like the sails are this jet black that you wonder how could they have even gotten it. And Bash walks you over to it, and he says,
Bash.
"Welcome to the Forlorn."
Vash, oh, am I to understand that we're supposed to crew this ship, or was a crew already paid for and we're just taking it?
There's a crew on it.
Alright, yeah, I was not prepared.
Our host is more wealthy than I realized if he has sails like this and they keep their color.
Oh, I mean, my ship's
You're
bigger.
gonna wonder how much dye is this guy buying. But after hearing the story of the nightmares and the story of their love, where this man is literally sleeping with the devil, if you will, it kind of starts to make sense. This whole idea he spoke to you about regarding not judging everything by its cover. You think maybe, with your experience as a sailor, boss, you kind of realize that this in itself is a test, a trust test. For who would go up to the scary black ship.
I walk on the ship, frame 1. No hesitation.
You walk on the ship, anyone else? We're all going, you just follow the boss.
I'm also walking onto the ship.
Yeah, sure, why not?
So you see this
Do we
contrast, this
recognize the
juxtaposition of this halfling and this tiefling, and the halfling's kind of walking with his shoulders back like he's got something to prove, and then Bash is kind of like, hey, what's up? This like joy in Bash's eyes compared to,
I'm still carrying that crate.
yeah, it's like a.
Holding the crate.
These are your friends. You're happy to see them. You guys get onto the boat. And the owner says, you're done in town. Sounded as fun as I do. Did you? I meant to
mean,
say
it's alright.
So she says, you're back so early. You saw that the town was as good of a time for you as it is for me.
It was
to
alright.
imply that.
Did what we needed to do.
Yeah, she doesn't have the best time. And like the trek up to Soriel's house is only bearable for her in the people's judgment because she knows she's going to see Soriel.
Yeah, I mean, we're ready to go when you are.
Alright, but of course, she begins to gather the crew around. She calls everyone around. You see the Kenku that you met in the first episode? Just kind of standing there, a little dagger, kind of playing with it. You see a large Furlbog, and he introduces himself. He says, "Hello, I am Royston Hale. I am the first mate. Any questions you have, any work you need done, you'll be talking to me. I'll bring it to the First Lady if you want." The captain. He then begins to introduce the rest of the crew. There's 3 other sailors there. The gunner, the guy who does the sailing, the sails, and the last guy you see is this turtle. He's rather old looking. He introduces himself. He says, "Hello, I'm Remy. I am the ship's navigator and the ship's chef. Nice to meet you."
2 for 1 deal. Do you get paid double for doing 2 things, or do you still get paid the same?
You don't pay me, I'm a slave.
He says, that's kind of a personal question to ask, but I am always happy to serve. So.
Oh, he's
I mean, I was just seeing if you needed to get fitted with a union, but I mean, if you're gonna get some attitude, then
Where do I find my
you're on your own.
skill?
The chef part of Remy is, the Leonora kind of laughs and she goes, "Pardon his attitude. I swear he's closer with those vegetables than most of our crew."
It's fine.
You gather that the cooking is more of a passion. It's not more so that they hired him to cook, but rather he kind of was like, "I'm a cook," and you're like, "Okay, chill," It's kind of the vibe you get. He calls himself a chef as pride. You know those guys that like work at a BJ's, they cook and they're like, "I'm a chef," like well, you make pizza, but like he calls himself a chef.
Very few
No
people
offense,
can
guys.
see it, but Tylonius is smiling from ear to ear now. Finally, someone else cooking. Finally.
I have a new nerd friend.
Oh, we heading out now?
Yeah. You guys are ready to head out. The navigator begins. This is a 5-day journey, Leonora explains to you. And each leg of the journey, I'm going to need one of you to roll a, I believe it's a d6. Let me check. So, first day of the journey, I'm going to need one of you to roll a... Yes, a d6. Who would like to go first?
I got it. Roll a 5.
Roll the 5. Okay. Unless there's anything you want to do, the first day ends. It's a clear day. You're at sea. The crew mostly takes care of what they need to. There is relatively nothing that goes on. If there's any interactions you'd like to have with the crew, let me know, but the weather is clear, the sailing is good, and nothing really seems out of the ordinary for you.
Glad to be out on the ocean again. I'll do whatever maintenance tasks seem appropriate, cleaning the ship and whatnot.
Alright, you're talking like swabbing the deck and stuff.
Zach.
Like cleaning the deck or doing dishes, or is there something that you were particularly good at when you were fishing?
More cleaning the top deck. Be able to see the sky.
Alright. So, you guys come up that first day after sleep and you see Ulrich kind of just this huge, strong, dwarven man just smiling and feeling in his element. The sun's on his back, the wind is in his ears, the sea is there. He's just kind of doing it. Anyone else? Kylo, were you hanging out with the chef by any chance?
Oh, he's what was it called? AFK for a minute.
Oh, second day, he wants to roll.
I'll roll.
I'll take Tyler with me. So I walk
Who
around.
will roll?
I will. Logan.
Alright.
I rolled a 2.
Alright. After this beautiful day, Ulrich comes outside again. He's kind of disappointed because it is now very stormy. I'm gonna need you to roll a d4, Logan.
2.
Boss, if you can roll a d4.
2. That's what I said.
Okay. So you guys are all out on the ship? Where are you guys hanging out on this boat? This is the top deck, the one in pen right here. one down, shall we?
What?
Elonius, are you back?
Polonius is here.
Where do you want to be on the ship?
Actually, can't see the stream.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't see it either.
you can't see the map?
Says it's buffering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it hasn't been up for like the whole
A
stream.
while.
Oh boy. Okay, hold on.
On the Discord screen share.
Enthusiasm music. So fine.
Well, while that's happening, I'd just say, since I've obviously noticed by this point that Uziel and Tylonius seem to know each other from a way back, I'm interested to know what that story is.
Oh, that'd be a fun story to tell. Tylonius, do you want to tell the story?
Which part of the story? There's several of them. How we met, why we are here, or what else should we... what would you like to know? Specific.
Why do you use like what? How did you become in service of him?
You see, I'm not in service of him. I'm more like less of an assistant, more of a intern, or squire of sorts.
Oh, okay. So you're not.
I'm in
fully
training.
You're not fully fledged into your group yet.
You could say that. I am... Uziel is like a mentor.
Beyond aspirant, but not fully a paladin.
Ah, yeah, that makes more sense.
There's something about always needing quote-unquote older person supervision. Or else we get into trouble.
He is good at getting into trouble.
Would you believe that me and Uziel are sort of who they refer to as problem solvers?
What kind of problems do you solve?
Usually the ones we create. I mean, difficult ones that no one else is willing to solve.
I mean, we're shipmates. There's no need for vagaries here. What sort of things are you solving?
We are searching for relics, among other things.
So if he's hesitant, you can go ahead and try to make a persuasion check.
Well, if he doesn't want to tell me, he doesn't want to tell me.
Yeah.
But
All right,
A little rough.
you're not pushing the matter. So you guys are in the middle of this conversation. It's mostly you guys on the deck between Bosch and Ulrich and Bash, Leonora steering. The other sailors have taken the moment to go and relax. And as you guys are there, you realize that you're starting to see a bunch of clouds gathering around you. Like a bunch of clouds. Like you guys were talking and it was clear, and then you look up and it's like dark and cold and it starts raining.
I'll volunteer to help
Storming?
with the sails.
Huh?
I'll volunteer to help with the sails if the sails need to come
Alright.
down.
Yeah, I'll help
So,
with what needs to be done.
you and Leonora will go down to take the sails down. What are the rest of you do?
Just whatever.
It's
I'm
like
needed
getting
to do to
progressively worse. It's
I'm helping in the kitchen.
you're helping in the kitchen. Okay, so
So,
You're
a storm is
downstairs.
starting?
Tiefling is in the kitchen.
What's going on?
Well, I mean, everything's rocking back and forth, so I'm kind of like keeping everything from falling.
If you will
Would you
imagine, Bash is the one, like, the apples are on the counter, and Bash is like, the boat tilts this way, and he's like catching all the apples. The boat tilts the other way,
I
he's
will
catching all the
grab
apples.
a line. I'll grab a line and immediately tie it around my waist because I'm a big guy and super heavy armor. I will sink like a rock.
Alright.
I'll do the same
you
thing
say
on the I'll do
there's-
the same thing on the premises that I'm very light and I could get thrown off fairly easily.
You
So
say
you guys are
there's a
tying
bit of
yourselves
confusion
down?
on the ship.
Well, not like two with the
Hmm.
mast, like with like a lot of slack, but just like you ever see
Okay.
Treasure Planet?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I
You
was
have like a
actually
leash.
Yeah.
So if you, how much
I'll
rope
start-
do you have?
I'll start tying everyone down actually. I'll run
We
around.
don't just
tie-
have them on the ship.
Yeah, they should.
Oh. I see that they don't follow OSHA.
Yeah, no OSHA violations on sea.
Out
I
of
would do-
curiosity, Bob, do you tie yourself down first, or are you tying, you tie yourself down first and then run around and tie people?
Oh, for sure. I tie myself down first, then I tie Ulrich down, and then I go tie other people down.
Okay. So, Ulrich, do you want to be tied down? You're kind of in the middle of doing something.
I think I would avoid being tied down for the moment. I definitely want to get the sails in order before the storm comes.
So Ulrich and Leonora, as you're tying the rest down, he's like, "Oh no, thank you." You can hear Leonora saying, "I wasn't expecting this kind of weather. I don't know what's going on." Even she sounds a little bit rattled with what's happening. And if you guys are willing to make a perception check, kind of loud on the boat, so make it
Natural 20 plus 6.
Nat 20
It's a
plus
9.
6.
Yeah,
So that's
I rolled a
like
19.
they're
Okay.
actually dirty rolls tonight.
And
With the storm, it would be with disadvantage, so let me know again.
Disadvantage?
Oh.
Unfortunate.
Oh.
Ooh,
And-
that is just 10.
I rolled a 6.
Okay,
I had the 26.
it's the worst.
Ah.
So it's getting
Nailed it.
darker, and Leonora and Rick have moved on. They've done the second sail. Meanwhile, Tylonius is now himself is secured. And who do you secure first? Uziel or Tylonius?
Oh, I was securing randos, but if I'm coming to them, I'll do do Tylonius first.
Okay, so he heads over to Tylonius and ties him. That's a turn.
Well, Uziel
And
did
Brandon's
himself
getting
anyway,
ready.
so.
I'm going to ask Boss, if the storm's coming that you're concerned about, why wouldn't you just go to a lower deck?
Oh, I mean, you gotta. A shouting, not casual conversation, but shouting like, well, I mean, if you need help up here, I'm just not trying to get thrown off.
Fair enough, alright.
but
That,
I
Leonora
like-
even says, "Thank you. My sailors are. They'll probably make their way up soon. It's getting darker and it's getting rainier. And then
Yeah, we need all hands on
Would-
deck.
would I be able to make a nature check to see if this is a natural storm?
sure.
Hmm.
Roll.
Hmm.
nature check.
Hmm.
Is there a reason you would expect it not to be?
Yes.
He's played D&D before, that's why.
Played D&D before. It's a 9.
Out of 20?
That's with a +2 to nature bonus.
So, I don't know if y'all have ever seen Mean Girls, if I'm the only girl in this D&D party, but there's a scene when Karen, she thinks she can tell the weather. She's standing in the rain with a microphone. She looks at her chest and she goes, "It's raining. There's a 60% chance that it's raining right now." And that's kind of the moment that Tylonius has. He looks down at his robes and he's like, "It's certainly raining," you know, that kind of vibe. As he gets that out, and you can hear it's getting a little bit chaotic with the rain and the wind. There's like a crack of lightning. And with your passive perception, boss, you see 3 shapes at the mast of the boat.
At the
One of
mast?
I don't know, the bow, the stern, the thing.
Well, the mast
This
is like
one.
in the middle. It's like the sail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, this is the bow. I think I meant the bow.
Okay. Yeah.
You see 3 shadows, like shadowed figures. They are hard to make out in this storm. You just see them slightly as they approach.
I put my hand on my gun.
So
And
as you reach to do that,
I'm not like pulling it out, but I'm just like have my hand there like ready to fight. And I'm gonna say, yeah, who are you and how did you get on our boat?
you're saying that, you're yelling that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a storm, so I'd imagine I'd have to yell it.
You're like, what? Who are you? And okay, interesting.
Is there any answer, or do they just keep walking towards?
You see the head turn as they're walking, and the first one goes to reach out at you. Is that?
I back up. If it keeps, I'm gonna say stop right there. If you don't,
Hold up.
there will be consequences.
Oh, you're about to say that. We're just in response to your question right now. The first one snaps its tongue out at you, and you feel
Okay, I
it
shoot at it.
glance
After it
past
snaps.
your shoulder.
Yeah, okay, I shoot
The
it.
second one. They can't reach me. Yeah, the second one is okay, and the third one is okay. So that is when you guys are gonna roll for initiative.
Oh, do I not get my first off?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and roll the rest of you.
22 to hit for that.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright. No sneak attack, unfortunately.
Said roll initiative, right?
Yes, please. If you're upstairs,
Alright.
Ash is in the kitchen.
Can I make my way upstairs?
16.
Right.
Yeah.
I rolled a 9.
You're only in the storm.
It did 14 damage to whatever one shot its tongue at me.
Okay, 14.
And my initiative was dirty 20.
Tyler said 14. Oh, I need to roll initiative for them.
Elo said 16.
And Uziel said 9.
Ulrich on a 21.
Good, good. Go get me sneak
Oh,
attack,
okay.
Ulrich.
Boss is 20. Oh, jeez. The is 5. Make a dexterity. What's your dexterity?
Ooh.
Boss?
Plus 5.
Cool. Okay.
Pretty quick. Quick with it. Hit him with the.
You and one of the buggies tied, but you have a higher dexterity, so jump on that. Meanwhile, Vash is in the kitchen. Make a perception check to see if you hear any of the. So far, there's not much going on, but go ahead and try. So now you
You
want
hear
to
my
be up
gunshot at least?
there. Yeah, the gunshot. Yeah,
I
that'll
should
be
be able to
loud.
hear a gunshot.
Okay. Go ahead. Good dice. Do you need D20?
I hear it. It's a
What is
20.
it?
It's a nat 20.
So he gets a nat 20, and despite all the dancing of the swaying of the boat that he's going through, his ear shoots up. You're in the kitchen. Let's just say this is the kitchen because it's eating. The stairs are. What's your movement?
My
30,
movement is
right?
30 feet, yeah.
Okay, and by your next turn, you'll be able to move up. But what was your initiative?
Initiative?
Which one was
I'm
it?
asking Vash. Oh, you haven't rolled for initiative.
Yeah,
You
I
can
think you
move
told
the
him
30
not
feet
to.
up there.
Downstairs.
Yeah. So you move the 30 feet up there, and you come from right here. You're next to them. You see what's going on. Now you can roll for initiative. You'll go next turn.
I'll go next turn.
Yeah, but roll for initiative. Roll the d20. Okay. So first on the list after that is Ulrich. What are you doing?
All right, so I don't believe I would have had my great axe with me as I was doing tasks on the ship. It's probably down in my quarters, so I don't know if Vash might think to bring my great axe or not. Otherwise, I have a hand axe on my person. And
Okay, this is a point of interest. I assume you would have attuned to the bell.
oh, okay.
Did you?
That usually takes
Because I
a full
kind of
day.
skipped over those days.
I thought
What-
2 minutes only an
yeah, like-
hour.
Unless it says otherwise, I believe it is a long rest. So yeah, an hour. However, I kind of skipped over a few days. So if during one of those days you want to do a tune to
Fair
it,
enough. I just attuned it. All right, so I'll just use a hand axe since I wouldn't have my great axe with me. But I'll charge at these are shadowy figures.
yeah.
All right, my movement is 35. I'm not really seeing how far I am, but I'll charge at them.
So you would have been with Leonora. So 5, 10, 15, 20. How close do you want to be? Just melee?
Melee, yeah.
You go up the stairs and you can be right up front with them. As you get closer, you realize that these creatures are slightly humanoid. They are pretty big. They look like frogs on 2 legs. And they kind of look like this.
Are they slod?
Oh, good. So that definitely means I didn't just forget what one of my crewmates looked like. So this is definitely someone that should be on the ship. So
Yeah,
I'm
man,
going to be
shot
raging
one,
at this
so.
point because I definitely want to protect the ship, and I will attack with a hand axe. That is a 1.
Oh, no. Off the edge into the water.
Logan, if I roll a 1, does that end the turn? Because otherwise I would have a second action.
No. The only thing is at her discretion, you might drop your axe,
Okay.
but it wouldn't end your turn. You'd still have your other attack.
Would I drop my axe?
You would not drop your axe. However, as you're running up and the rain's pouring down and you quickly discern that this is not Tylonius after a messy meal, you're so eager to defend your friends that you just made in this get back to your happy ship life that you kind of stumble on a stair and you fall. You're prone.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
That means that they'll have an advantage if they want to attack you. That's going to take half your movement to get up. And you're
Alright.
not supposed to run in the rain. Your mommy told me this.
That's true.
She didn't have scissors.
Only a giant hand axe that luckily
Yeah.
fell this way instead
But
of
it's not scissors, so it's okay.
It's not scissors.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. That's silver
Kosher.
lining.
All right. Well, actually, no. It's 2 attacks per action, not 2 actions. So I guess I'm just prone then. That would be my turn.
But you can, if you have extra movement, depending
If I
on
have
which-
extra movement, then I would get up as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Just get.
You already moved 25 feet, so I don't think that will
yeah.
happen this time.
All right, sounds good. Then that's my turn.
Right? Who's next? Oh, I should tell you that,
Who is
huh?
next?
Boss
Yeah.
next. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna
Come over here.
see my new best friend running, and then as I see him slip, I'm gonna take a shot at the one that he's in melee with, and I'm gonna spend a grit point to use forceful shot. So
Okay.
upon hit, I will tell you what that does.
Please do. Gunning is new to me.
That will be 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Alright, so let me roll damage real quick. And then it's got to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
But I mean, they look pretty beefy, so.
They rolled a 16.
Ooh, just enough. That's annoying. Okay. So.
You're going after this one?
Yeah.
How much damage is it?
It is. 27 damage.
Ooh.
For the first one, and
Do you
then
get another shot or no?
I do get another shot, yeah. But if it didn't do that, okay, and then since that didn't work, it didn't. So that basically, if it would succeed, it pushes them back 15 feet. But since he succeeded his strength saving throw, I'm gonna use on my second attack. I'll use another grip point, but this time I'm gonna use violent shot.
Can you use 2 in a turn? Yeah, you can.
Yeah. I mean, if I have the grip points for it, but I think I only have 4 grip points total.
Okay.
So for that one to hit is 28,
Yeah, that hits.
but I don't have the sneak attack, unfortunately. So that basically just gives me an extra damage die on that one. Adds +2 to my misfire score, so that damage is, low rolls, only 9 total. And then I will back up 25 feet. Or
Okay.
actually, I'll back up to behind this first mast right here, and then bonus action hide.
Where is the hunky gunner? Oh,
I'm up to the left, right? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but you were supposed to. Is that cool with where you were?
Yeah, I'm fine being there. Because I was
the wrong
up there talking
person.
to them.
You want to go down to here?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That middle one is fine.
Okay. You hide, and as you see your friend fall, this first frog-like creature leans over him ready and is like, "Ugh," and right as he's getting ready to attack, he gets a shot through him, and he kind of screams out in pain. And then the second one hits, but he's already so in pain from the first one, and he's just like, "Ugh, ugh." And he looks up to see you hit him, and he can't really see what happened because somehow you hit him. Marine, I don't really need you to make a stealth check on that. Next is going to be that same guy. After being hit, he is definitely looking at the only one he saw try to attack him, prone on the ground, and that's you, Alaric, and he's going to try to do a bite.
Also, the stats are on the screen, the battle screen right now.
So he's gonna try to bite you.
I can't
only
zoom
have
in enough to
perfect-
read it anyway.
He's gonna roll for an attack. So, 14.
That's
so
gonna
close.
miss me.
Okay. Let me get one. Okay. Alright, so he, in his fury, goes to bite you, but this shot just kind of has him pulling back in pain. I'm just snarling at you. Next is going to be Tylonius.
Right. So Tylonius sees all this going on. How far away are these frog things?
From you?
Me.
So, you're kind of on an elevated mast, so if you went up the stairs, it would be 15 feet from the one that your buddy Ulrich fell on. Otherwise, climbing up the mast would take double movement, so that'd be fun. There either way. About 20
Alright,
feet
I run to the closest one.
Okay, you want to climb over it?
Yeah.
It is raining, but I did say you could make it over pretty easily. So, much to their surprise, you come face to face with another one of those humanoid head-like creatures standing there. What do you want to do?
Oh. Alright, want to take a strike at it with my brass knuckles. So-
Did you pull up the stats on the brass knuckles?
Brass knuckles add like a +1.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll for an attack.
This
Alright.
is the aluminum ones, right?
Yeah, these are
I'm
the
using
aluminum.
using the regular bronze.
Yeah, let
I'm
me
not
get-
using the kitty or pink
That would
ones.
be
Not the fidget spinners?
arts. That's which is it again for martial arts? That's dexterity. So 22.
Hit?
2 to hit.
Roll for damage.
Unarmed strike. 10. 10.
Alright, 10 points of
A 10
damage.
plus 1.
Not bad. Not bad.
11.
11 points of damage.
And then I want
Is
to
it one or is it one or is it one die?
plus 1? No, it's plus 1 to the hit. Plus 1 damage. And then oh, it was flurry of blows. That's it. I want to use spend a key point to use flurry of blows, which allows me to make 2 more unarmed strikes.
Okay,
So
first one.
dexterity. 20. Not dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And oh my god, another dirty 20.
Nice. Roll for damage on each of those.
Love to see it.
Strike. 9 on the first one, so plus 1, that's 10. And then 11 on the next.
Alright. In a series of 3 blows, out of nowhere he sees this tiny man come up and just pop him in the face and takes a hit, bops him again. And it's kind of breathing a little bit heavier now, and then one more hit, just adding insult to injury, and he just looks at you with this look of hatred in his eyes. And he's still there. Does that end your turn?
That ends my turn.
Alright,
Uh-oh.
next up is Dash. After dashing up the stairs, after hearing a gunshot, what do you do?
He did that much damage, they're still not dead. In my flurry, I look and see the 2 monsters on the bow, and I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Oh!
What's the range on Fireball?
120 feet.
Yeah, he's got range.
Yeah, that'll
It's a
reach.
20-foot circle, though.
That's gonna reach. Alright, roll for an attack on that Fireball.
Fireball is dex save.
Attack save? Oh my
For your
god.
guys, it's a 20-foot radius, too, so, like, everyone in that 20-foot radius gets hit.
That includes your prone little friend, right? Hey, wait! I had an advantage on that attack against you, Ulrich, and I forgot. You were prone. It's okay. Let's see. Oh, they definitely do not save. Look, what would Ulrich be doing if he's
Pretty sure
prone?
it's auto fail.
Yeah, it's like a dexterity with disadvantage, I think. And then Tylonius, you need to make one too, I believe. Right? Is that 20? 5, 10, 15,
Oh, no.
20. So 20-foot radius.
Don't fail me now.
Oh, pass.
Yeah, Tyrellinis would be in it too.
Yeah,
Well, it
Tylonius
depends. Well,
is
if
dexterity.
he wants, he can center it somewhere further so it doesn't hit them.
The dice gods are kind tonight. 20 free dexterity.
Okay, so you're gonna take half damage. Everyone's gonna take Pulse is gonna take full damage. And what was the damage? How many die do you need to roll for that?
Just roll the d10. Just one.
Just one? Oh yeah, you're not. It's okay. What did
But
you
I
get?
got an 11.
Wait, for Fireball?
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
is that right? One
Fireball should be 8d8. Or 8d6, sorry.
It's 8d6s.
8d6s.
Well, he's a multi-class.
8d6s?
Fireball spell is Fireball or Firebolt?
Oh, sorry, it's
Fireball.
Firebolt.
Oh,
It's a
Okay.
level 1, sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's a
Okay.
cantrip.
Oh.
Yeah,
then he
there is
followed
a
it,
vast
so-
difference.
Yeah.
You were about to wipe them all off the face of the earth.
Wait,
And half
does
shot.
Fireball have the same 20-foot range?
Yeah, it
No,
still has
Firebolt?
Firebolt is a single hit. But it's got 120 foot distance.
Okay, so just you're just aiming for the one on top of, you're just aiming for the one on top of Albert?
Yes.
Which one? Okay, so he'll take 11 points of damage. He keeps trying to get down to bite this sucker that's just laying there like a lobster dinner, and every time he gets hit, this hit comes at a fireball to his shoulder. Continually growling and looking for who the heck is hitting him. It will now be Steel's turn. Are you done? Do you want to move at all, or are you good?
No, I'll see where I'm at.
Okay. Just when you're ready.
Alright, I will charge the nearest horrible beast. And let's see.
What's your distance, Uzi?
Hey, what?
What's your distance?
What was that? Like my
What's your
movement speed?
What's your distance?
How far
I-
can you run, my friend?
I'll be real with you, the tokens are very small. I'm not sure what.
Should be 30.
Okay.
Paladins usually have 30, and then he's a half orc, so it should be 30.
Cool.
Yeah, it's 30 feet. Oh, I thought you meant where I was on. Yeah, 30. I charged the nearest one.
Okay.
And I would love to attack him, with my horrible big monster fist. And because of what I have, that one hit. I'm sorry?
When you're ready, roll for an attack.
Alright, okay, I will also spend my last key point, so that'll be 3 attacks. So that'll be 6. So that will be Michael, isn't our damage dice, you corrected me, is a d6 plus 5, correct?
D6 plus
Oh,
4.
nice.
D6
That
plus
makes
4.
more sense. Okay. 10, 9,
Miss.
10,
Miss.
9, I'm not
Miss.
cheating, I swear. 9,
Wait, are these your attacks or are these
Yeah,
your
wait,
damage?
did you want the hit, or?
yes.
What did you roll to hit?
My unarmed attacks.
Yeah, you need to roll for an attack to see if you land the punch. So when you're looking at something like that, you need to see if that punch impacts the height enough to really cause a damage.
Okay, first one, 9,
Miss.
8,
Miss.
15,
That's a tie. Who does the tie go to?
Tie goes to attacker. No,
Where is
tie
it?
goes to savers.
Mm.
So
Shoot.
that is a miss, just barely.
15,
How many hits are you getting?
6, Because
Six.
That's my key point.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm in, what, an 8th level?
Yeah.
That's pretty normal.
You're at 5 and they've all missed.
No, I've rolled 4.
Okay, you're at 4 and they've all missed so far.
Yeah, this is my 5th one. 20,
That'll hit
11.
and then miss.
No, sorry,
So-
I was wrong. Ty goes to hit her, so he would have hit that one.
Okay, so you got 3 hits. Go ahead and roll. No, you got 2 hits. Roll for damage on
No,
this.
I rolled 2 15s.
Okay, 3 hits. Roll for damage.
Alright, first one. 7. 6. 6. I really blew all my luck on those, like, rolls that didn't count, did I? Oh.
Yeah.
So as Uziel looks up and sees Tylonius jump up and fight, it's a matter of the anything you can do, I can do better kind of vibe, and he runs up and he goes to hit and he misses. And then you can see, like, it's not the fastest creature, but it's kind of like dodging it, and he looks over at his buddy to be like, like, look at what this guy's doing. He takes a hit right the head. And then he looks again, dodges, gets hit again, and hit one more time. And he kind of shakes it off, but he's now in melee range of you and not very happy about it. In response, the one in front of Uziel, the one in front of Tylonius, sees his friend being hit and is going to try to attack Tylonius. And he's going to try to hit you with a tongue attack. Oh, he's gonna like that. Gosh, it's really terrible. That's an 8. Does that hit? I don't think so. Tylonius, he tries to hit you with his tongue, is slurping it out of you, and it he's nothing but air. And comes back into it. He's going to decide to run out of the way. And he's going to jump. So that'll be. Oh, there's barrels right there. He's kind of stuck. He's not really going to be able to move. He's going to move back 10 feet though. The next person's turn is Leonora. You see her look around for her crewmates, and she runs downstairs to go get them.
Coward.
And next is the last beast, the one in front of the prone Ulrich. I already missed. Oh, it's the second beast. So the one in front of Uziel. After watching this guy try to hit him and hit him, he's going to try to bite him. So he's going to roll. That's gonna be a 19 to hit.
Against me?
19 armor class.
I get it. And then it's going to be how many games? Oh, that would have been a 27 to hit, actually. 7, 6 plus 5. 4, 5, 6. You're gonna take 20 points of piercing damage,
Alright.
and you are grappled.
Is this Ulrich or Uziel?
Uziel.
Alright.
I mean, if
So while
Ulrich's,
you're grappled-
volunteering to take all the damage, well,
What was that?
alright, I gotta roll a grapple roll against it. Or is it a strength check?
It's an escape DC. 15. Go ahead and make a strength check to see if you can get out of it. On your next turn, right?
I rolled an 8.
Okay, you are still grappled. The
Uziel-
mouth is now full of you.
If Uziel is taking damage, since I'm in rage, and this is within 30 feet, the spirits of my comrades are distracting this guy and prevent 11 of that damage.
Was that on the attack you hit?
No, it's a
Or
reaction.
just in- Okay, can you do the reaction if you're prone right now?
I think so.
Just double-
Logan, do you know if I can do a reaction on a?
Yeah, you
on a
could.
prone?
You could still do
Yeah,
it.
I think so. Yeah.
It's just movement based and
Oh.
stuff.
So he's gonna take 11 points of damage, you said?
No, it prevents 11 points of damage. So whatever he did, minus 11.
Okay, I believe that would be 9 damage then. Whew, that's a good little move you got there, Alric. Back to the top of the round, it's Alric's turn. You stand up?
So I will immediately stand up and take a swing at this guy with the hand axe.
Go for an
Get
attack.
him.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and roll for an attack.
26.
That'll hit.
8 damage.
Okay.
And then I get another one of those. 14 on the other one.
That's a miss.
Okay. At least I got him once.
And you find purchase in his shoulder, and he kind of yells at you. The second one you go to swing, and you just still slippery after getting up. It's just your foot moves a little bit, and you just barely miss him.
It happens.
Next is gonna be Boss.
I want to peek and do I just have line of sight on the guy that I was shooting earlier?
Not behind the mask, but if you peek out.
Well, yeah, I peeked.
Yeah, you can have line of sight.
Okay, sweet. I'll keep putting bolts into the guy I shot earlier. I'm gonna, for the first one, I'm gonna do the -5 to hit for +10 damage. Natural 20. I can show you on the camera. I can move the camera if you want to see.
No, you're good.
Alright, so that one's with sneak attack. See, that's gonna be a nasty hit. Alright, let's count this up. That one's cocked. Alright.
No. If you ignore him,
52
he'll go
damage for
away.
that one.
So that guy gets obliterated in the guts and is off the playing field. As you should be doing that.
Because no one hurts my friend Alric.
Remember his name.
And then I'll shoot whoever's just next. Or I'll shoot whoever's eating
You peek
Uziel.
that line of sight that way?
Yeah, I'll peek whatever way.
Can you go back and peek the other way? Sure.
Yeah.
So you're aiming for this guy now.
Yeah, whatever.
He's currently holding your friend or your acquaintance, Uziel, so I'm gonna have to say that you roll a disadvantage for that one, because you don't want to hit your friend.
Does my sharpshooter help at all for that? Let's.
Don't hold back. I can take it.
No, it doesn't. You can take it.
Let's see. Yeah, I ignore 1/2 and 3/4 cover. Would that help or no? If not, that's chilling. But I thought I'd ask.
Uziel's a half orc, right?
Yeah.
So I would say the good majority of this little toad creature, he's large, but fat, like he's not large, like how it's being covered up. So yeah, it's
So
gonna be a
3/4 cover?
disadvantage if you want to take that hit.
Alright, disadvantage. Oh, bummer. Natural 20 and then a 6. So 6 plus So 16.
That hits.
All
I
right.
have a 10 for your attack.
I do. Only
Oh.
8 damage.
So as you go to make this hit and cock up your gun, Uziel kind of shrinks in a little bit. And in that moment, past his ear, you hear it hit the side of this creature's face, and he takes 8 points of damage. You said.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'll bonus action hide again.
Okay. So you're hidden back behind the mask. One has died. Kylo, it's your turn. You look over and you see another one of these creatures is literally got your master in his mouth, taking a little snack.
How about I give it an ingestion?
You're muted, honey. I think.
Oh, that explains several things.
But I'm sure you said something very funny.
Oh no, not this again. Okay. Tylonius is gonna run up on the thingy and to unleash another flurry of strikes.
Alright, are you using a key point again?
Alright,
Or
let's
just
see.
Flurry of blows, you have to hit something and then use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Dex, don't fail me now. 22 to hit.
So what was your first attack?
Unarmed strike on
Okay.
on the one that has Uziel.
That definitely hits.
That's
Roll
going
for
to sock
damage.
it right in the gut to try to get it to throw him up.
Alright. Yeah, it causes a lot of damage.
So
doesn't
it
it?
hits into gem. 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay.
Right.
You hear kind of a burp sound as he takes it but hasn't quite let go.
All right. I'm going to spend a another key point. Flurry of blows.
Okay.
Another 2 unarmed strikes. So here we go. 1, 15, and 2.
You cut out. Can you say that again?
17 and 11.
17 hits, 11 does not.
All right. Damage time. It's 8.
Okay, after
And
several
I want-
Uh-huh.
I want to take my second attack afterwards.
Okay, go ahead.
Send me another unarmed strike.
Did you add the D1 for your brass knuckles on those hit?
I added the D1. 22.
Okay. The D1. It's just a flat. I hit.
Awesome. I'm going to spend another key point.
How many do you have?
I currently have 2 left out of my 5.
Wow, okay.
So
Nice.
2 more. That's a 13 and a 19. 2 out of 3 hit.
Okay. It's a 15 armor class.
Now 6 damage and damage.
Cut out again on that last one.
6 damage and 10 damage.
Oh, good. Okay. Alright, he's taking some blows and he is,
And
pretty rough.
and on top of that, I want to expend a spell slot.
He can't.
If he has a
I
bonus
double
action,
check with that on me, Logan. And
What's
is
the
it?
spell?
Isn't the Fury of Bullets his bonus action?
I was going to use Divine Smite.
Oh, thank you, kid.
Actually-
And when you hit with a melee attack,
How
you
did
can
you
expend
spell
one
that?
spell slot.
Yeah,
Deal
no, he can use his
2d8
divine
extra
smite on those.
radiant damage.
Yeah, because it's not a divine smite would be like the only thing he really could do
Okay.
for like a spell wise,
Okay.
because it's not a bonus action or anything. You just do it when you like it tags onto your attacks.
Interesting.
What you can expend one spell slot to deal 2d8 extra radiant damage. The target plus 1d8 for each spell level higher than first.
So you have
Does
different.
can you?
You have different levels of spells, spell slots. I don't know what you have. How many levels of paladin are you?
Paladin levels? I am Paladin level 3.
Okay, so I think you'd only have first level. So actually, no, you'd have one.
Yeah,
second
first
I think,
level.
right? Or only first level.
I have only first level, so
Okay, so yeah, it's just be 2d8.
that'd be so 2d8. Okay. So 2d8, 12, and it's a total of 10 extra radiant
Okay,
damage.
he's looking pretty rough. Nothing on this character sheet says he drops it if he gets hit hard, so unfortunately he is still in his mouth. But that was a very good round. You took over half of his damage out just by yourself, just by punching. You see your master in this guy's mouth and you just punch the crap out of it. And he takes it pretty hard. Next is gonna be back.
I'm gonna move 30 feet closer.
Okay, so he's in his room, and then you had to move up over here to punch him, and then Josh is gonna move back. So. You're
Wait,
on
is
the
he on
stairs.
5?
You wanna be right there?
Back one more.
Wait, okay.
That's good. And I'm gonna use firebolt again.
Fire bolt, okay. On the one right in front of you, or the one biting Uziel?
The one in front of me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit it for 11.
11 is a miss.
Wait.
Streaks by.
Oh no, sorry. I rolled a 13.
13 is a miss. It streaks by.
Fire and a miss.
He kind of looks over like, not that again. Phew. Did not like getting fired to his head. Is that the end of your turn? Are you moving? Are you doing anything else?
That's all I can do for now.
Alright, next is Uziel. Would you like to make a check, insert word check here to get out of this creature's mouth?
I would like to grapple it back. Because I think I actually have a rule that says I do damage when I grapple. Yeah, grappling pin. You can use your action to try to pin a creature by grappling creature grappled by you by making another grapple check. If you succeed, you and the creature are both restrained until the grapple ends. So I will roll 2 grapple checks.
Interesting.
What do I need to roll?
What is that, strength?
Contested
It's not
strength
on
check.
the list.
Yeah.
It's an
Alright.
it's a uncontested.
Yeah. So you both roll strength.
15.
Okay. You got a 19. Add my strength modifier?
My strength, that was with
Yes.
my strength modifier.
Yeah, that was a 19.
Alrighty, so that
So
fails.
that's not
I
worth-
guess I'll just use my extra attack to intimidate it then. I'm essentially going to tell it you better get off this boat.
From inside its stomach.
16.
Roll an intimidation check with disadvantage as you're saying this. It kind of sounds like this. Because you literally.
Well, the second roll was a 24. 16 and
16.
24.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he kind of looks at you and is, like, looks down because you're literally like in his mouth and just kind of isn't convinced that he should leave yet. Although
Do they
he
speak common
is a
too?
little more hesitant than you would have expected. He does speak common, yeah.
Oh, nice.
But did the intimidation actually win? Or...
No, it's tied.
Listen, intimidation is the universal language. It doesn't common or sea folk.
Well, he
more you
speaks
know.
common. First of all, speaks common. His wisdom is a 16, so I'm saying he heard what you
Okay.
said. He thought
I mean,
about
I
it. He was
told
like,
him
"You're
to
the one
leave
in my
earlier.
mouth."
This is on his.
Yeah, if he dies, you could be like, "I warned you."
That's
but
what I did to
Does
his
that
friend.
end your turn, Uziel?
That's the end of my turn, yeah.
Okay, so now the. Hello. Which one of you is 3? You're 2. Okay. Hold on. I was the wrong one. He rolls to attack. What is. Does a grapple give an advantage to the attack?
Yes.
Does a 9 or a 6? 6 plus 10 plus. So he attempts to swallow you, Uziel, but he just can't get you down. Quite, it's a bit of a big bite. He goes to swallow and he misses you. He is aware that he's been shot a lot, so he's actually gonna try to do his best to get out of sight. He's gonna hide behind this with you in his mouth, because in a rainy
How big is this frog?
with Shadow Stealth and Dim Light of Darkness, the Enderhog can take the hide action as a bonus action. He's gonna hide. Make a perception check, boss. For anyone who is watching, boss is actually hiding right now, so he probably isn't watching. Vash and Tylo and
Perception
yeah,
check?
Ulrich. I don't see him.
24.
24.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you might see him.
Natural 20 plus 4.
I got a
Oops,
natural
dude.
22. I have to see what would that be? Would there be an additional for that? Which one do you look at for stealth? Oh, plus 7, so we got a 27. You did not see him. Anyone under a 27 did not see this toad man in plain sight with something. It's like a dog with like a treat in its mouth, you know, like something it shouldn't be having. It like has it in its mouth. It looks at you guys. It's getting in trouble. It bolts out of there. You're like, where'd you go? They're like digging around and stuff.
At
That's
most,
really the end of his turn.
At most, they just hear
Ah! Ah!
from inside of it
Yeah.
as it just sort of links away.
And then the last, Leonora is still down there. She is calling, getting them up. They begin to head up the stairs. 3 of the soldiers. I'll get those in a second. They're up now. We got them up. So what are you guys doing? Didn't you hear the gunshot? No time for shoes. Let's go. So they begin to head towards the stairs. Rolling those 3 for initiative. Next is going to be the last of the guys. Just wants to bite you, Elric, just one time tonight. He goes, and it's a 14. Cannot find her.
AC's 19, so that's going to be a miss.
These poor Vanderhoops cannot find purchase. That ends his turn. Next is Ulrich at the top of the order.
All right. Taking 2 more swings at that.
Okay. Roll
So
for attacks.
First one's 17 to hit.
That hits.
10 damage.
On that, okay.
And 10 to hit. Guessing that misses.
Doesn't miss.
All right. At least I got him
First
once.
one you swing and hit. Same thing, those dang puddles and the shoes you're wearing. They could be well if your experience on the keys, but the rain is just getting the better of you. You want to move at all?
No, I'll stay in melee with this dude.
Alright. That was a good choice. Next is going to be Boss.
Sweet. Can I peek out and see anybody?
You can peek out and see the one guy if you move like,
Yeah, I'll move so that I can see.
he's kind of moved over, so 5, 10. You're right there, you're in range.
Yeah,
Oh, the
works for me.
stairs? Yeah, that works. Go ahead.
Alright. I'll make my first attack. 29 to hit.
That misses. Just kidding. It hits.
Is he in melee with somebody? He's in melee with Alric, right?
Yes.
Alright, so... 30 damage on that one.
How many?
30.
Alright, with that hit, this guy falls. Aller kind of stops and goes, heavy breath. As shocked as he sees that.
I'll acknowledge the good shot.
I thank him and then I'll use my bonus action to reload because that was my last bullet.
Okay.
And I'll stay there.
Next is going to be Kylo.
All right. Frog that has Uzio.
Frogdoor, yes.
I'm going to attack that one.
He's hidden, so you're gonna need to walk around and see if you can find him. I'll admit, you think to
Perception?
yourself... you think to yourself, there's not many places you can go, but which way do you want to go to find him?
Well, I guess the last direction he went.
Well, what did you roll on perception?
I will roll perception.
No, what did you roll? Were you the 20?
I previously rolled like a 15 or 16, I think.
Okay. So, although you can't see him, you can certainly hear your compatriot, who you've heard scream far too often, if we must admit. Gotten himself into a lot of situations, you're used to this, you can hear him. So I'd say make an investigation check with advantage, if you can move over and find your friend.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Without problem, you are drawn to the familiar mules of your friend being eaten. You come over and find yourself in melee range again with this last Bandersnatch. It's a Banderhob.
Alright. Alright, unarmed strike time.
Offer an attack.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. 18.
That'll hit.
Alright, and with that, instead of a flurry of blows, I'm going to spend an additional key point for a stunning strike. So when I hit with a melee attack, I can spend 1 key point to make the target stunned until the end of the next turn. The end of my next turn.
Okay.
If it fails a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. So I should make a comment. But do you get damage for the hit first? So go ahead and roll that.
Yep. Damage. It's first attack. 9.
Alright, at 9 points, it is weak, it is struggling. What's 8 plus 5? 13 on the Constitution? Does that?
15 on the Constitution.
Yeah.
Let me go back and check that. Not sure. I don't think
I
it.
don't think it does either. I think it's like a 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so with that, he is stunned. He has, you guys all have advantages on your next attack. Anything else to that? Like, is there, besides advantage, is there anything they should know about Stunning Strike?
It's Stunning Strike. Target is stunned.
Okay.
Yeah, stun
So-
is good. You
Is
get
that-
everything gets advantage on it.
Everything gets advantage, and I'm
enemy
not
counter.
sure if it can take a turn.
It can't.
I
It's full
It's
turn.
Catfulu.
Godzilla.
It's Cosmo! Likes my dice, he steals them and he takes them into the room. He like hoards them
Giant
like
cat
a little
steps right on Uziel. He dies instantly.
thing. The boat rocks as the cat begins licking its butt. Is that the end of your turn or are you gonna do anything else?
I get one more unarmed strike. So here we go. Oh, 9, so it doesn't hit.
That's a miss. Alright, that ends your turn. Vash, it's
Well,
your
good eye.
turn.
Alright, I'm gonna use Sacred Flame.
You can't really see him.
It's a top down. It descends upon him.
You-
Doesn't matter if they're in cover.
He rolled a natural 20 in hiding. You can go ahead and try the disadvantage, right? Can you just hit that?
You
or
still have to
is
have
it
line
a
of sight.
dexterity save?
Nah, yeah, you still have to have line of sight.
I still have to see them.
Yeah.
even
Like,
they're
if
in
you have
cover.
line of sight on him, then it hits no matter what.
We hit
So
it.
you'd have to, like, rotate to, like, see where he's at.
Alright, where am I at where he's at?
You don't know where he's at because he hit and you got a natural 20.
I mean, you knew where his last, like, known location
Yeah,
was,
you
so,
know
like,
the general direction of where he went, so you could definitely start looking around.
Yeah, I'll move in his general direction.
I feel like they're pretty big dudes,
3
too.
feet. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, you hit the end of the boat. Turn your head to the left.
I look
He's
around.
there.
He's there.
Mhm.
And now I cast Sacred Flame on him.
Sure. Roll for the death. That'll hit. Dexterity? Your please? Is there a save on that? Sorry, go ahead. How do you want to kill him? I thought you were going to do another death. He was like on the brink of death. Yeah, that'll do. How are you gonna do this? Tell me how you eviscerate your first enemy in this game.
I raise my left hand high in the air and I call upon my god. And then a huge beam of light pierces through the rain clouds and burns this frogman to a cinder.
So, as Leonardo and the crew run up, ready, half sock dressed, half dressed, crossbows at the ready, still notching it in there, they look over to see the baby of their crew, Vash, do a little to his god and smite down the last of these Vanderhoops. And the combat is over. Out of the mouth falls Uziel, very slimy Uziel, panting, looking at Tylonius. And with that, you guys are gonna level up. You can move up to
All right.
Level up, shoot.
And as
Action
you're
surge, here I come.
ride, and you guys head over to your new chum Bash. We're gonna end the episode there and go to Sean for any final announcements on our fundraiser update.
Ooh. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for joining in and being part of this campaign, and welcome to Kendall for being here, making his debut tonight. I'm super excited for everybody who pitched in and donated. I think we got another $120 at least tonight, so it was fantastic to get for the kids and the different children's hospitals that we raised money for. So that's all good to go. Like tonight's session and shenanigans, if you're watching this live or later, feel free to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We got more content coming for the rest of the year. Also follow us on social media. See the social links below in the description, especially Instagram, so we can announce, let you know when next month's session is going to be, and it's going to be really good time. So for myself and our awesome D&D crew and our amazing DM Nikki, and the rest of the Justice League, we'll catch you next time. Remember, the game is never over, so you guys take care, and we'll see you next time.
Take care. Have a good night. Good night.